The name of this session is going to be dubbed The Haunting of Harrowmire. The way that I'm having this work is you two is a dark, dreary night. We'll say like it's a 7-day week kind of. Right. Probably around like 11 o'clock, everything's starting to settle down in the collective. People are moving around, but you guys have pretty much settled in for the night.
So we're at the college? Or?
Like the collective. Right. When you two are actually kind of studying in the same room right now. Okay. So, like, you're not fond of each other per se. Like, he is more of like the older, wiser, rambling professor type, and you're more like the young buck at the collective. Like, you're more recently moved to the collective.
I'm a sprightly 65.
Yeah. So it's like around 11 p.m., dark, dreary night. And there comes a knock at the open door. You just hear. And excuse me, is this his character's name? I gotta write this shit down.
Yeah, you should probably write our character.
Yeah. What's your name?
Me?
Yeah.
Samson Selectus. Which is I got because Staples.
It even sounds annoying.
Well, I rolled an 8 on charisma, and then I was doing the like personality traits, and I got. You can't read it, but
I cannot.
I'm horribly awkward in social situations.
Oh, nice.
Just like by happenstance.
How do you say your name, Dustin?
Bellethuil Adar. Call me Belleth. Yes, sir.
So around 11 o'clock at night, you kind of hear like a knock, like at the door to like almost the study of the collective.
Excuse me, is there a Mr. Adar?
It's Bellethuil. Yes, I'm here.
My apologies. My name is Kyron. I am one of the messengers for the collective. Word has been sent to gather to give you a message from Harrowmire. It's located in the land of Ulven.
Oh, Harrowmire, yes, I've been
there. Okay.
So first of all, I should give you background. I kind of am rushing this. So the Greenbrier Collective is basically a group of like warlocks, mages, sorcerers, all very magically adept people. You're basically like the Magic Hardy Brothers. So like The Greenbrier Collective is used when normal means can't solve a case, or there are things outside of the control of like the regular guards or armies that call upon people from the Greenbrier Collective to come and help solve cases. So basically, if you guys are working there, you're familiar with like a lot of like arts and things. Like you're much more in tune to magic as other people are. So they basically use people from the Greenbrier Collective to solve things that are considered unsolvable or deemed too dangerous for other people to solve themselves. So Kyron has dubbed himself a messenger of the Greenbrier Collective, older man, elven, probably around like 250. So he's not like old, but he seems weathered, back, like brown hair, lines in his face, about like 6'3", thin man. It doesn't look like he really takes care of himself. It looks like he really does like work a lot. He says,
Mr. Adar?
Well, technically, my last name is Helen Darrell, but call me Belleth. It's fine.
Belleth Adar.
Oh, that's a whole name?
That's his first
Jesus.
name.
I'm Elvin.
Like Vaxil down.
So Bellethuil Adar.
Last name is Shalan.
I'll just shake.
RL. I spelled it wrong on the.
Challenger.
I was buying bacon at the time.
So Veleth, you're gonna be known as
Belleth. Call me Belleth.
There was word sent from Harrowmire to inquire to gather 2 Greenbrier members. The village of Harrowmire has come under the spell, magical in nature. We're not sure what it is, and the local authorities and mystics can't figure out what has happened to Harrowmire. And we require you and another mage that has been assigned to you to help you, and we will transport you to Harrowmire. We require your help. The other mage is read here is one Samson Selectus, I believe his name is.
I'm just reading a book.
Oh, Samson.
Yeah, you would hear it. It's a big room, but like you guys are kind of like near each
kind
other.
of nearby.
Yeah.
And I just kind of look.
Does it really? Let me see that. You have the note.
Yeah, here.
Samson. Oh. Does say Samson. I believe he's in here somewhere.
Just looking at you at this point because you've said Samson like 5 times.
Samson.
Do you know him?
Yes.
Could you tell me where I could find him?
I raise my hand since I can hear you guys.
Sorry.
Justice
right
glass.
over there.
He like pushes his glass up the verge and goes,
My apologies, Mr. Seleptus. My apologies. As you may have overheard, Harrowmire has come under a curse of sorts, and they require 2 members of the Greenbrier Collective to come meet a Bran Sorensen in the village of Dresden.
or Oranville.
I was like,
Dresden's the guy's name.
Dresden's the name of a character in a Sunday Night.
You are to meet a Bran in the village of Oranville, located in the land of Ulvin. Transportation will be provided in the form of teleportation.
As is like the usual, like pretty much so. It's like you'll get like telescription like scrolls. I was like appear kind of in like the office of a Greenbrier Collective agent,
Right.
and they'll go out and deem who would be best fit because you have like warlock, sorcerers, wizards. Like you guys are all know different things.
Right.
To see who would be best fit for a case, and it turns out that you two would be best fit for this. So it's basically like teleportation is anything that you're not familiar with. It's so it can get you there very quickly.
Right.
So you don't have to worry about anything. Like set up all over the place because the Greenbrier Collective is very well known. Are ruins of teleportation in certain areas, so that's very key points that you guys can get to areas.
We have fast travel.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. So you tell me that I need to go, and I'd say I gotta go with him, and I point at Belthir.
Someone has to keep you in line.
More like you need help, old man.
I don't know what you're talking about. I am 435. I am more than capable of what I'm doing. Where did
Okay.
I put my spell?
So it seems that you two are acquainted. The only information that we have of Harrowmire itself is that Harrowmire is home to Harrowmire Keep. It was owned by Lord Byron and Lady Isabel Pelrose. About a year ago, it was known that Lady Pelrose fell ill, extremely ill. Byron was not sure why. Over the course of the year, within the first couple of months, he tried everything: sages, mystics, regular medicine, clerics, anything to help his beloved, and nothing seemed to work. And it seemed towards the end, he became mad and driven to save his wife. It was well known that he became almost a recluse, never coming out of the keep, lights on, late hours of the night. There were rumors that towards the end of his madness, he started to delve into deeper and darker things in order to save his love. I'm never sure if these are true, but after so many rumors, one treats it as fact. It's really all the information we have. It was said that your contact, Bran, will tell you more about the situation when we arrive. Do you have any other questions before I leave?
No, it's just kind of odd that I'm selected because, madness isn't really my forte. And I close the book I'm reading, and you see it says like Astronomy 581 on it or something, whatever really high level astronomy book. But I mean, I'm trained in the arts. It's fine.
Why you were chosen, I cannot tell you. All I know is that you were chosen to go with him.
I'm sure we'll do fine.
All right. Well,
Yes, I'm sure.
best of
I will do well.
best of luck. And if you need anything, here you go.
and he basically every time you guys go on a case, you get 5 telescription rolls, like parchment papers or what's the name of it?
Scrolls of transcription.
Yeah. So they basically give you a couple pieces of paper. So like if anything happens or you need backup or like if there's anything like really strange going on, you can basically write real quick to the collective, and they'll kind of assess it and either send you people out or send you one back based on like what you guys need or what they can give you. So who's ever holding it, he just basically puts it on the table in the front of you two, and with you guys all have quills. So he puts the scrolls in front of you, and he basically says, if you need anything, just let us know before you go.
And if you are ready, please report to the rooms. And I wish you luck. Good luck. And he leaves
Thanks,
and-
guy.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your service.
You're welcome. Gideon and Quizzical look like, yeah, obviously, like, you're welcome.
Okay, so I guess I'll describe myself. Well, I said that because I took the sage background, and there's a thing you can roll what your specialty is, and I got astronomy. So, whatever. So I'm I'm 5'8", I'm 65 years old, but I'm a half elf, so I probably look around like 45 or 50 because they age slower, I think. I've kind of got salt and pepper hair. My skin is like ruddy brown, kind of like rust color, not rust, brownish red. And I have green eyes. And I have a quarterstaff as my weapon, but it's the way I'm thinking of it is it's kind of like a shillelagh, kind of like a walking stick that's kind of like
Weaponized.
gnarly and like thick, like
Gotcha.
beat shit out of people with. So that's what I look like. And on the table that I was reading at, there was a black cat curled up next to the book. Good, that's fine. At least it was empty.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, black cat curled up, and then you notice as it peeks, it's like kind of sleepy, and it peeks one eye open at us while we were being talked to, and you notice that it has like amethyst purple eyes. So that's Libby, our cat. Hand it to you before.
You keep talking.
So that's a look like. I don't know if you want to describe yourself.
So I'm like 6 foot, dark, bright blue eyes, really long white hair, little long white goatee because elves don't grow that much.
Right.
But my hair comes down to like top of my ass.
Yes.
I have it kind of pulled off into like I have a little few hanging around my shoulders and kind of pulled into sort of a ponytail in the back. I look like I take really good care of my hair.
Right. Is it wispy or is it like actually taken care of?
No, it's like for old white hair, it's like looks amazing.
Okay.
Sort of in like red and gold robes. I have a large quarterstaff with runes all up the side.
Mm.
Other than that, pale white skin. I have a couple books, like little pouches.
You have a book.
Huh?
You have a book holster?
I have a book holster, yes.
Yeah.
Of them look like this.
What? I want it. Get rid of that.
Oh my god.
That's awesome. Yeah, I guess as far as clothing, I'm in just common clothes.
I'm a professor. Keep up.
Of course. Somebody's got to look good.
Probably call me this.
Oh no, he has a family. You can't kill him now.
Yeah, that might be
Donner's been lost for a
We can kill him. Okay, so we got this note. It tells us we have to go to Harrowmire.
Oh, I'm also a researcher. I took the sage background too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I know I can find information, or at least I know where information is, where it can be found if we're looking for it.
I have that.
And what happened, I rolled nothing I like more than a good mystery, so this worked.
That's amazing.
So you guys are describing stuff here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna write. Yeah. So
you guys kind of gather your things, and after your little, looking at each other like, oh, this guy and oh, this guy, you kind of are questioning why you two were put together. The Greenbrier Collective really doesn't have any ways, or that their ways of pairing people usually are not well known until like the end in which.
So it becomes apparent.
Yeah, like, oh, that's why. Like, the Greenbrier Collective usually always pairs two people that seem like they wouldn't go together, but have something in common that they, like in your case, like you're both researchers, like you never touch it. So, you got to make your way down. The Greenbrier Collective is like in the forest. It's a wooden building, very large structure. Kind of has like the classic like rope bridges to different trees where they're like different areas of the collective housing and everything. So you guys are like the main library, which is the main building, and you guys know the ruins, which are where you guys teleport, are located underneath the actual like keep, for lack of a better term.
Right.
You make your way down there, and you give the papers to them, and it goes like old, like kind of almost like human looking, but very pointed ears, almost like a half elf, but more human.
Okay.
Orville. Kind of keeps muttering.
Yes, it's Orville.
Okay. Like you would like he kind of like gets along with you a little bit more, like Orville.
Orville, yeah.
He adjusts his glasses, like rattling, kind of like older looking man steps over,
Hello, things.
like looks down his glasses like this, like.
Is he doing one of these things?
Yeah, he's like kind of like. He's like look like almost like, and then flip through a book like,
Oh, I see.
and then like looking at it, like, and he kind of goes and he kind of starts to like wave his hands around, and there's like a blank stone in front of him. And as he's waving his hands, the runes start to draw on this big stone, like basically pile of disc almost. He waves his hands around, and he goes, and claps, and then like this like red energy, like almost like it emanates out of these runes. And he goes. Orville. And like he just kind of like walks away, like you guys know what you're doing, like just kind of like steps away, like yep, okay. So in front of you is this rune, and you guys kind of step onto it. And the feeling that I like is like it's almost like fingers, like kind of like are running along you, like when you move. It's like a weird sensation that like you never quite get used to, no matter how many times you do it. You kind of like get out, and you're always like just kind of shake it off. So it's usually dark. And you guys can communicate while you're moving. It's very quick. It usually only takes about like 10 or 15 seconds of this.
Yeah.
And then like it's like you kind of like puff onto this like disc that you can see is located. You can see what is supposedly the town of Arnville in the distance. Because you usually don't teleport into the middle of a town.
Right.
It just so happens that one of the discs was located by Arnville.
Right here. Okay.
Yeah. So you kind of are now you're kind of in the forest, like almost a clearing in the forest. The disc is around you. Vines are growing along it. There's a couple like stone, almost dilapidated pylons around it, and you see in the distance, probably about like a 15-minute walk, is the wooden walls of the town of Arnville, where you're supposed to meet with Bran.
Okay. Before we jump through, I would have just looked at Libby, like just like put my arms out, and she would jump up in my arms and we'd step through. So once we're through, I put her back down.
Yeah. So you, Libby, and Bellafuil are. Are now about like a 15-minute walk from the walls of the town of Arnville. Or is it what is hopefully put you in the right spot. It's an older gentleman. He's
Yeah, that's true.
what do you want to do?
Is it nighttime?
It's probably like
It's like dusk.
yeah, like 5 or 6. Yeah. Because so I should say this too. The Greenbrier Collective is located. Picture like if you ever played Warcraft, there's like Azeroth and Kalimdor in the middle, like Northrend. So you guys are kind of the collective's in the middle. It's almost like its own. It's like a big island of forest, and the collective is located there. And there's like Ulven and another land that I'm talking about. But you guys are in Ulven right now, so it's different time zones. So you basically teleport like later at night, like 11 o'clock while you're studying. You arrive in Ulven at around like 5 or 6.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's about like the sun's starting to go down. It's like the end of summer, beginning of like fall kind of weather. It's like not dark out yet. You still have like your summer light left, but you know around like 7:30 it starts to get like it's dark.
Right.
So it's like dusk now. The sun's starting to set. It's a temperate climate. It's right around like 65 degrees. It's like not chilly. It's not warm. It's comfortable. Not humid. Kind of a dry climate almost. No real wind present right now. So.
Okay.
That's the setting you guys are in, looking at the walls of Arnville.
Come along, Samson.
Yes, Professor.
I just start heading towards the.
So it's about a 15-minute walk, and you arrive at the gates. And it's not a large town. It's a well-kept town. The buildings are nice. None of them seem to be like huts or like thatch. It's mostly like nicer-looking buildings, 1 or 2 stories, a couple shops loaded here and there. You kind of get like an estimate of the town. It's probably about like only 1,000, 1,500 people, like a smaller town, but a nicer town.
Okay.
So you get in, and a man, this very like young, 17, 18-year-old boy, huffing, are you, Greenbrier? Greenbrier?
Greenbrier, Yes,
Oh,
child.
follow me, follow me. And he starts to kind of just like jog off into the distance.
I'm not ready. All right, I follow. You want to follow?
Okay. He kind of jogs ahead. And he looks back. Like, what?
Calm
Like,
down,
catch you.
child. We're coming.
What's going on?
What, Brad? Brad, there's Brad. And he's like out of breath and like he's like sweating profusely. Like he's like, Brad, I'll tell you, just come with me. And he starts like kind of like walk a little bit slower, realizing that the other elven man is maybe a little past his prime and not really running
Can't really
after
run.
him. Yeah.
I haven't run in 100 years.
So he walks you up to one of the not nicer looking things. It looks more like natural almost. And it says, "Brand's inside. If you need anything, he'll help you." And he kind of jogs off into the distance. And
Bye.
yeah, you're sitting at this like
As he runs away.
like 2-story house. It looks more natural. Like a lot of the other buildings, like wood and like brick and stuff. This is more like almost like cobblestone building. It looks nice from the outside. It just looks more natural than the other buildings.
I knock on the door as much familiar.
All right. So here. Right. What? 1 second. And you kind of hear like clanging around and like glass being like clanged together. It's like, right. And he opens the door. He's like, right. Who are you?
Hello, I'm Velathril Shalendrian from the Greenbrow Collective. This is my associate, Samson.
Right.
We're here to see Bran.
Right. Well, pleasure to meet you both. I'm Bran, and you see before you, he's a halfling, tousled brown hair, long beard. The beard is like unkempt, but he's oddly well dressed and clean. For you look inside, you can see there's vials and plants and everything, and you kind of gather that he's more like the shaman or the seer of the town, right? The one who would be studied in kind of the mystic arts. He's about 4 feet tall, green eyes, very, very distracted. Like as he's talking to you, he's kind of walking away as he's talking to you, like he has other things he has to do while you're here. So he's like, right, Bran, follow me, and he kind of trots inside, and you guys walk in. Inside, you kind of see like vials over here, plants over here, some weird like smoking liquid on the ground over there. Like, right, well, you kind of caught me in the middle of a few things. I guess you hear about Harrowmire.
Yes.
Well, I'll give you what I got. The information that I have right now is Harrowmire is a town about a day's travel from here. We have one survivor from the town right now, which I'll bring you to.
Alright, okay.
But first, I'll give you some background. As I'm guessing that you've already been told from the letter that I sent, Harrowmire is owned by the Palrose family.
Yes.
So, as you know, Lady Palrose fell ill not that long ago, and Lord Pelrose became mad trying to save her. And like as he's talking, like he's like not really paying attention, like he's kind of fixing with things, and you see like smoke and bubbles, like he's not really paying attention to you guys. He's just kind of speaking as he's working.
Right.
And he's like, as far as we know, no one can get into or out of Harrowmire. Approaching the village, it's almost like a green mist covers the outside of the village. None can pass in or out. Somebody tried, and they're dead now. So I suggest not touching it.
Okay.
That would be wise.
Right. The other thing is that the one survivor that we do have has not given a name yet, and all he does is babble about darkness and teeth, and the man's incoherent, but we figured we'd try to help.
Well, it seems that if no one can get her out, our job's done. We'll just go home.
Right.
Samson, this
Well-
is a mystery.
That anybody touches the mist dies.
Oh, so don't touch the mist and we'll be okay.
Yeah, right, don't touch the mist.
Oh, right, sorry.
Great.
I misheard you.
Right. He goes like fixing things like,
I just like utterly.
I just said I got from the mist, don't touch the fucking mist. Right. Do you have any questions for me?
Where's the survivor guy? He's here in Ironville?
Right, he's right next door.
That's convenient.
And what do you do here, Brian? I noticed that you have many interesting things going on.
Kind of a self-taught shaman, if you will. Herbs, potions.
I kind of like scoff a little when he says self-taught.
And he kind of looks at you like, asshole.
I'm super awkward. So that
Yeah,
works.
I'm sort of the seer of the village. Minor healing, potions, herbs, remedies, natural things. You know.
And have you been able to deduce anything from this survivor?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is just nuts.
Well,
No,
that's
He's
not
lost. He's lost his marbles.
right. That's not a technical term, but very well. Maybe perhaps we should.
Oh, he's
have
literally lost his marbles. They keep saying I lost my marbles.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I let out.
Do you mean as in a metaphor for his mind, or did he actually have marbles?
No, mate, his marbles. Like the little round things, marbles.
Okay.
And he looks at you like he doesn't know what marbles are.
He's old.
Oh, right. Yeah, like so. Yeah, marbles, physical marbles. He keeps saying I lost my marbles.
Well, okay. So while we're in here, he said that
Right. Missing marbles. Writing that down.
guys in the other building, the next door building.
Yeah.
I can communicate telepathically with Libby. And
Yeah.
tell her to just go outside and walk around her. Yeah, she can communicate with me.
So she goes outside and walks around, and she kind of gives you a communication like one of the regular like looking houses of the village. It's right next door. It's about like there's about 10 feet of space in between Brand's and this house. There's 2 human guards posted outside.
Okay.
And that's kind of all she sees. Like a dim light in the window. She can't really see
Not
anything in the
trying to go
windows,
in,
but she knows that there's 2 pretty decently armored guards.
Okay.
Yeah, like chainmail guards, kind of stationed outside.
Okay. Now, Belethweir, I realized,
It's Professor.
Professor.
We'll call me Professor.
I kind of just give Bran a like,
I learn the respect.
He kind of gives you like the sorry, mate.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. Professor. I realize we left the Greenbrier Collective without taking any potions with us. Should we ask Bran for some?
You know I'm right here, right?
Right.
You're only like 5 feet from him. So when you're talking to him, like, should we ask him for something? He's like,
Yeah.
I'm right here. Like,
Yeah.
all right.
I wasn't asking Joe.
Something that was entirely on purpose on my part. I find that the local potions are much more effective in the various regions that you travel. I've found this over my many years of traveling, that the local potions are by far a much better quality. And judging by the looks of Brand's plates here, I'm sure he must have something.
At first he was like, right, local potions are better. Then you're like, something. He's like, you asshole. Like he was kind of like, you were commenting. I was like, he has to have something. And he's like, prick. Like, right, well, I can make you basic healing potions. That shouldn't be much trouble for me. I don't know what I have lying around to make anything specific, but healing potions shouldn't be that much trouble.
Yeah, it's mostly one thing. You know, we don't really have any way to heal ourselves as 2 wizards.
Right, well,
I realize that now.
you kind of the other side. So what I can do, I lost a lot of good friends in Harrowmire, and I'd like to see them return safely. So let me see what I've got, and let me see what I can whip up. Then he kind of goes back to his desk, and he
We'll come back in a while. We'll do some stuff.
right. When you're done talking,
Yeah.
And as you're leaving, he sees like he puts this like kind of like bigger chest, like almost his size, like strong, but he just goes like slams on the table, and he opens it up, and like you see like smoke and kind of vapors rise from the top. He's like, right, yeah, whatever you need, I'll see what I can do. And he kind of says, right, next door. Oh, just tell the 2 guards, Bron sent you. You'll be fine.
Right.
And
I thank you very much, Brad. Come along, Simpson.
right, you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
And he kind of looks at you like,
I fall
he
behind.
kind of gives you a look like, oh, sorry.
I fall behind Professor.
But this is as the short little walk, I would just start like talking like to myself, not really to Samson. This is. I do love a good mystery, green mist that you can't touch. Man who's lost his marbles, and I just sort of try and walk past the guards because I've already forgotten that Brand said to say Brand sent you, and I've just sort of like hold up my book, Greenbrier Collective, and I just sort of try and get past the guards and walk
What,
to
mate?
the door.
Greenbrier what?
The Greenbrier Collective. We're here to investigate the Harrowmire incident. Please allow us to pass.
All right.
I call out, Bran sent us.
All right. You're the 2 crazy people they sent.
Yeah.
Crazy. I don't understand.
Right. Well, you'll fit right in with this cook. Yeah, right. Go on in. If you need anything, just knock. He kind of unlocks the door and opens.
Apparently everything can be solved by finding his marbles.
Right.
It's a metaphor, and I just tap the professor on the back.
Yeah.
Even though he said it's not. I'm just trying to.
Watch the hair.
They kind of both look at you like, what the fuck? This guy's like,
Libby hops up through the door with us.
they kind of like a little like they kind of move a little bit. Like the humans in this land aren't like really accustomed to magic. Like they know it exists and they're comfortable with other people using it, but the humans pretty much aren't that adept in it really.
Right.
So to see a black cat with purple eyes jump past with these two half-elven people, they're kind of like,
Bubbling.
Jesus, right, all right. So you go inside, and it's a pretty well-lit area. You guys, really good.
Excellent.
So for right now, because I'm terrible and don't have any of my minis,
Can you like seal that with the light?
Yeah.
yeah, I can
Pull it back towards you. Oh, perfect.
Oh, nailed it.
So kind of huddled, almost like in the back here, by the stove. Yeah.
No, I like it.
Huddled back by the stove is this older looking man. He's just rambling in the corner like, hey, the darkness, and everywhere, everybody's gone and dark and dark. And he hears the door. He's like, what? Who are you? Have you come? Have you come for me?
Calm down, sir. We've come to help you.
Oh, no help, no help. Everything just lost and dark and our marbles and just all it's dark and who are you?
I am Professor Velethriel. This is my associate, Samson. We've come to investigate what happened at Harrowmire.
Ah, Harrowmire. Dark and cold and it's green and
Yes. It'll be fine. I slowly approach.
Stay back! Stay back!
No harm here. I'm going to help you.
Ah.
You want to move another one closer?
Huh?
Do you want to move another square closer?
Yes.
No help! And he starts to back up in like the corner against like that's like the stove and there's like the table in the
he's
middle
like-
and the desk. He's kind of like leave me alone. Just no help. It's dark and get away.
I would like to bad, but like to cast Detect Thoughts.
All right.
If I can muddle through.
So detect thoughts
will
does.
read you that. You learn the surface thoughts of a creature. Learn the surface thoughts of a creature within 30 feet of you. You can use your next action to probe even deeper and learn its intent and like emotions. When you probe deeper, the creature must make a wisdom saving throw to stop you, but it knows that you're in its head. So you can do it for free to learn its surface thoughts, if you want to learn more things.
Oh, good, you have it too.
So great. You probably have a lot of the same spells.
You guys are both from the collective, so
Yeah,
all right. So you kind of
it's intimidation spell.
yeah. You kind of like seeing this guy's crazy. You kind of sit there and you're like, take a deep breath and just kind of like put your hands in front of you, and you can see his demeanor, not really calm, but his eyes show a little bit of clarity. And every darkness and they're everywhere, and the green, and you can kind of read like a surface thought is every time he says darkness, there's flashes of this like face in front of him, almost like a mangled face. And that's every time he says darkness, you see a flash of that face, and he says no hope, and you see people almost yelling, but silent yells, and then darkness after that. Every time he says marbles, he literally shows a bag of really, really nice marbles.
Marbles equal marbles.
And then he's talking about the green mist, and in quick flashes, you see a town almost surrounded by. It seems like it has almost parameters to it. It goes up a certain distance and goes around, and it's pretty much this mist envelops the outside of the town. And then you hear like teeth in the night, and you see things flying over like the town, humanoid creatures. That's kind of all you get. They're like surface, like quick flashes of images.
Like to probe deeper.
I need this. Because I need to see So what's the saving throw for you?
Wisdom, it's
So I have to get a 16.
Oh,
That's a 1.
nice.
So as you probe deeper into this man's mind, you kind of go a little bit closer to him, and your hands almost like have like a light to them. And you probe, and he almost stops his rambling and sits there like darkness, and he kind of, you can see his eyes widen a bit, and so you delve deeper into the mind of this man.
I say the darkness, because if I questions verbally directed at the target naturally shape its course of its thoughts. I tell me about the darkness.
And then you can hear in his head, like, because he's not speaking, he's almost like you're communicating. Is it you can read his thoughts? Yeah. So you read his thoughts, and you don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
So you're reading his
I'm
thoughts,
sitting at this.
and so you say the darkness, and he's like, the darkness, and he almost sounds like clear. He's like, the darkness. It came one night, and there's a flash of an image. Basically, he's looking at Harrowmire Keep, and almost like this black, like explosion almost came out of it. He's like, all I knew was darkness. That's all you get from that. You kind of like, who are you? Because they're aware of you in their head, right?
Yeah.
Who?
We're here to help you. We're here to find the darkness. Anything you can tell me.
And he kind of was like, there's no stopping the darkness. But anything I could do to save them. You hear like you physically see his body relax.
Right.
He was.
I would recognize that he's using detective.
Yeah. So you see his body relax almost. You kind of hear like he's mumbling quietly.
Right.
But you can see him focusing. He kind of like is like focused and he's like, my name is Terran Waywright. And there's a flash of an image, and it's like a very well kept, very kempt beard, slicked black, brown hair, very nicely dressed. And from what you can gather, just seeing his dress, he almost looks like a noble of sorts. The man you see before you, you get the image, and you can kind of see that the clothes he's wearing in that image match what he's wearing, but what he's wearing now is tattered, bloody, he's cut up all over, so you can't, unless you saw what he was wearing before, you wouldn't know that those were noble's clothes.
He just looks like a peasant.
Yeah, basically. Terran. My name is Terran Waywright. I used to be a noble in Harrowmire. I was there one day, walking into the town, and darkness everywhere, out of the keep, just darkness and screams. And I looked around, and everybody was sleeping, wide-eyed sleeping. And then I remember waking up outside of the town. In front of me was green mist of sorts. And as I approached it, I felt tainted. Well, the next thing I remember is waking up in Arendelle.
Is that all thoughts, or is he speaking out loud?
No, he's
That's
like
thoughts, okay.
clearly thinking to him.
Okay.
He's like delving deeper into like what hasn't been touched by madness.
Right. Okay.
He's like, all I see now is darkness and pain, and everything is dark, and I don't just dark, and everybody's gone, and
It'll be fine. Calm
dark,
down.
and
No.
you still like get drawn back from his
Yeah.
mom, and he kind of goes back to like, and he looks at the two of you like, get away from me!
So I take a few steps back.
It's
All
everywhere.
right. All right.
It's everywhere. You stay away. And he kind of like basically covers his face and cowers into the corner, and like he's just gone back to his like basic ramblings and muttering. And as you're getting pulled back from his mind, you step away. You just kind of get a sense, and just all of a sudden, the lights go out. All the torches just extinguish. I want to go up to your.
Light.
You cast light.
Light, not my course.
So you now have 5 feet of light around you.
Oh
It
shit!
seems like it is unnatural darkness.
Great. Okay.
So around your staff, around you, you see a little
Yeah.
bit of light.
So you see me in the darkness.
Yeah, but other than that, it's just darkness. I want both of you to roll perception.
God.
Nice.
13.
Okay.
21.
So you are kind of like in the darkness. All of a sudden, like blackness envelops you, and it is like black, unnatural black. You both have dark vision as elves. You cannot see in this darkness. You, though, because of that little bit of light, your eyes focus for a split second. You see kind of looming over the figure of what you now know as Terran, and what you know as the rambling crazy man. This black figure looming over him and just kind of getting closer. And you see Terran like he's like looking like almost wide-eyed, and you see this black figure start to etch over him. And from behind you, you just hear like almost a pound at the door and then silence.
Okay.
And then you kind of get this odd, cold feeling on the back of your neck. And I want
feel a chill.
both of you to roll initiative.
As I notice the thing, I yell. I just say, "Professor, something's not the man." Just so he knows.
All right.
Do initiative again?
You just ask how to roll initiative? I thought you said how do I roll initiative again?
You add your
I don't remember what I add. Dex, right?
Dex, it's just flat dex, yeah.
So that's 22.
damn. Old man is sprightly.
Yeah. Number fireball!
What a lovely dinner we're having.
The house. I probably shouldn't cast.
Kill all of us.
Yeah.
But great. We've
So
got another spell we both
what'd you
have.
get?
22.
12. See you in a while. Oh, I made a mistake. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't. I cast light, but I could have cast a different thing.
But you didn't.
I didn't. Yeah, that's fine.
Nope.
Well, it's fine because light is for free. It's a cantrip.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
So,
Tracking spell slots is gonna be so much effort. With so much more effort than I'm used to as playing mostly fighter classes.
There's a lot to a wizard, apparently.
Yeah.
all right.
Have to, like, manage spots.
All right, so you kind of see after this black, almost shadowy, yellow-eyed figure looms over him. He just kind of goes like, and he starts to inhale, and you almost see like air or something being sucked right out of Terran. He kind of goes, and he just falls to the ground. And as it happens, he looks over you and goes, like you just see him like look at you in like the beady yellow eyes.
Okay.
And then
So I call out Professor over Tessa or Terra.
Is a 19 hit.
Me? Yes. Yeah.
What?
Well, if it's for this one.
So you are going to take 10 points of necrotic damage
Sick.
as you feel this like almost like cold chill, like almost rake through your back,
Okay.
and you just kind of like just like rakes through your back, and I want you to roll a Constitution save.
Oh. Okay. Oh, thank God.
You're fine.
21.
Yeah, you're fine. So it like rakes through your back, and you kind of like you like feel this like burn, and almost something like wants like it's trying to drag something away from you as it's digging its fingers through you.
Yeah.
But you kind of like step forward and like kind of shrug it off, and you turn around like over your shoulder, and you see the almost ghostly mangled face of one of the guards from outside.
Oh shit.
Okay. So Dustin, you're up.
All right,
Here, I'll do this for you too. Because I'm a terrible person and I don't have.
This all of my spells explosion. We're in a tiny room.
Huh?
Said all of my spells explode shit, and we're in a tiny room.
So as he yells
Yeah, a
that,
couple.
you kind of see this like.
You can just use the flips without the things.
Yeah, whatever. So you see like this like black figure looming over him. This one's like, which one? Are you? Okay. So this one like raked behind you. As you kind of look back, roll perception real quick. As you kind of look back. That's okay. So you kind of see like, almost like the front of his face and an arm, and it's the same thing. The ghastly face of the guy, the other guard who was outside.
Coming through the door?
Yeah.
Or the wall?
He's coming through the wall.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So Dustin,
Yes.
uses up, bruh.
I am going to the thing that's attacking Aaron.
Yeah.
Scorching.
You would. What damage is that?
Fire.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
So I'm gonna use 3 rays. Bad. Do I add my intelligence to my spell rolls?
Your spell attack modifier.
Yeah. Which is intelligence for
Okay, so that's
Proficiency, I think.
and proficiency. Is it proficiency?
It's more than just your 5.
You have the.
Oh, it's not behind you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's your ability modifier. It is. Yeah, your proficiency bonus plus your intelligence mod.
okay. So that's that is 15.
15
The
hits.
first one,
That is.
right? So that's
Okay.
fire damage. Second ray is 24.
That also hits.
That is 4 for fire damage.
Okay.
Third one is 16. That is a 8.
Okay. So, as you kind of like, it dims and it's black. You can't see anything. You're an older, more seasoned, weathered elven wizard, and who's used to seeing in the dark. I mean, living in the forest, and you should have no problem. But this is almost unnatural. It seems to suck the light out of the room, and it's almost like it's like going into your eyes. Almost, you feel like almost like an ooze of a sort. It's not. It's a very unnatural feeling. And as you see him with his little like glowing staff, yell, yeah, like over Terran. You kind of look and like you kind of like you clear up for a second. And you kind of like whoa, and you kind of
the darkness.
yeah, and you kind of like throw your hands out like 3 quick times. And the magic missile, I always like seeing that like they're basically like projectiles, like glowing projectiles. And so all 3 find purchase on this almost like wispy, shadowy creature. And as the bright lights go off, you see like the almost the withered like corpse, like of what was, as you know, Terran lying in the corner, and his black, like gaseous creatures like get hit, like, and they kind of go through him, but you can see like ripples out of each missile as he kind of like draws back. It's kind of like, and it's almost unnatural gasping noise. So like that's what you see with those like bright flashes of lights. Here.
Alright, so I'll spin around and see that dude, and I'm just gonna firebolt him.
Okay.
That's
11 is not. So you turn around and you're kind of like, you just felt this like grasping cold hand rip through the back of you. You turn like check, and you kind of like throw it, and like you kind of like
use a finger gun.
it's like pew! So like you turn around, and kind of like try to like hit him with it,
Yeah.
but like kind of like streaks over his shoulder because like you basically just like you're looking at like this like almost clear corporeal figure of the man you just saw like fucking 5 or 10 minutes ago.
Yep.
Like rip through your back, and he looks, he's like, and it looks like he's focused on you. So that's you?
Yeah.
Okay. So the one in front of you. 18 can hit you. So 18. So take 7 points of necrotic damage, and you can roll another. You're fine. So again, like you like shoot the thing over his hands, like, and it reels back and just like rips his claws through you. As you can feel, like it's almost like it's trying to rip you away from your body, like it's trying to like rip you away from your body. It's like this like weird like wispy like muscly skeletal looking figure, but it has the face of the guard from outside. So this one's kind of like going to come through the wall and see who just like casts it. He's going to kind of like go behind here, and he does a 21 hit you?
It most certainly does.
Okay. So you take 14 points of necrotic damage. And I need to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution is 14.
Good. So it's like the same thing. Like he comes back and reaps his claws for you, or rips his claws for you. You kind of almost feel like he's trying to pull you away. Like you feel this cold, like almost like going through your body as you take the damage, and it's like he's trying to rip you away from your own body. So this like black like creature in the corner like and looks down at the body and just kind of goes like and like breathes into him, and you see like the corpse of Terran is like eyes like glaze over white, and you see him kind of like coming almost like starting to shamble back to life, like this like shriveled corpse is like rising up. You guys now notice that unnatural darkness has faded, but it is still it's pitch black in this room now. It's not unnatural, but there is no light coming into anywhere in this room. Oh, no. So I guess so. Then
it makes a 20-foot.
It's 20 feet, right? Yeah. So then you basically see. So you illuminate the room around you.
Right.
You can kind of see that there's like two, and they kind of like shield their eyes from now the actual light that's emanated out of your staff after that unnatural darkness has faded. And you see in the corner over the body, like now this shriveled, like terror, like crazy man, like rising back up. You see this like black, wispy creature, yellow eyes, like you can see like almost like drooling teeth, like liquid oozing from his mouth, and he kind of like looks and like shields eyes, and he like focuses on you like.
Okay.
So he's refocusing you. Dustin.
Right. So, where would a 20-foot radius actually compass?
Around me or around you?
Around Terran.
Terran would go 10 feet, 20 feet, technically.
Oh, okay, that's not good.
Right? Or
diagonal, you go 5.
well,
It'll only be 3.
It's a radius.
Okay, wait. No, I have spell sculpt. I have spell sculpt, so I can ignore us.
Okay.
So a 20-foot radius, centered on us. That will how many can I get in a 20
At a
foot?
20-foot radius, you'd probably hit everything if you cast it like right here. You would hit everything.
Okay, I will cast Ice Storm.
We have the same spells.
God damn it!
Just draw like an X where he's casting it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why we were paired together.
Yeah, see?
It's
There's
always
always reason for the Greenbrier.
it's always been meant to be, Mike.
Yeah, it has.
So it's a 20-foot radius and a 40-foot high cylinder. So I'm probably going to destroy half this.
Yeah, because it's only like a 15-foot ceiling. It's a higher ceiling. It's a 1-story house.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit nicer of a house, but it's not that big of a house.
Okay.
Probably like a 15-foot ceiling. You're looking by like a 30 by 50 like house.
So hailstones is what this does. Hail of hard ice pounds the ground in a 20-foot radius, 40 feet high.
So that's gonna be everything.
Centered on my point. Each creature must make a Dex saving throw. They have to beat 16.
Oh. Definitely 60.
Dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
So you're casting this, so everybody but that black creature is taking full damage.
Okay, so they take 2d8 bludgeoning and 4d6 cold damage.
Oh, okay.
Failed save. So
And then half of that. Okay.
yeah, so we'll just 4d6.
Nice. What a great problem to have.
Yeah.
I'm not holding enough dice.
Dropped one. So that's 8, 10, 14. Just 15
15 total damage.
total.
Is cold damage.
2d8. Oh, so that's 6 cold damage.
Okay.
Oh no, 6 bludgeoning damage and
Considered magical bludgeoning damage.
and then the rest. That 15.
Does it just say bludgeoning? It's not like I guess is that magical bludgeoning? No, that's probably just from the actual hailstone.
Yeah, it's from the hailstones. The cold damage
Six-
is the
so
magic.
6 bludgeoning and 6 cold, or how much?
7.
7 cold and 6 bludgeoning. Okay.
Wait, that's not 15.
Wait.
It'd be 6 and 9.
6 and 9. Sorry. So 6 bludgeoning,
9 cold.
9 cold.
So
Thanks. It's my lucky charm.
get nuggets. Hold on, I forgot to get something hit points.
You guys are right hit points down?
Yeah, I'm a terrible guy.
Wow, I found 4 dice down here, but none of them are the one I actually dropped.
That's impressive.
Oh, it's right underneath me. I'm an idiot.
Because it's black, I can't see. Oh!
Oh god.
Okay.
You alright?
Yeah.
So it's 15 total damage, right? Yeah. Alright. So as you kind of like you cast your magic missiles and like that light, that like unnatural darkness fades, you kind of get a better view of things. You see like basically 2 ghosts, like these like ghostly looking creatures behind you with the faces of the guards from the outside. This like black shadowy creature, almost humanoid in form, like reaching over like Tyrion, and he like like, and then now the upstanding like shambling corpse of Tyrion. You just kind of like sort of and like just all of a sudden like and like hail starts like flying through the roof of this house, and just you can tell like the stones are passing through everything. The corpse now it seems to actually like get hit and like moved around by the rocks. But other than that, like they're passing through. You can tell that like each way, like wherever they pass, there's like a little bit of cold energy coming from the point of impact. As you kind of see like breathe in, like you can tell that it's actually like starting to affect them.
So the area, the whole place is now difficult terrain until the...
Okay. So that is just half movement, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay. I'm gonna cast Cloud of Daggers at 3rd level. So 5-foot cube fills with daggers. The creature takes 4d4 slashing damage when it enters space or ends its turn there. Damage increases, so it's 64. So I'm casting it at 3rd level.
So 64, no saving throw, just does damage. Yeah. Yep. Just where you casting?
Cast it right on the unit in front of me.
Alright.
That is 5. 5 plus 15. So
15 slashing damage.
15 slashing damage. So. And it's a concentration spell, so it's like just like.
Alright. So as like you turn around, like you were kind of like pew, like missed him, and now the creature's like it's like right this claws for you. You kind of like you like basically like the way I always like this spell is like it kind of like force. It's like anything you don't have a material for, it's like force.
Yeah.
So like you kind of like these like almost ethereal daggers appear out of nowhere and start like circling around like slicing through his creature, kind of like you can see like it's they're still passing through him like a weird way, but you can tell that like he like feels every knife cutting through him.
Swirl a cloud of daggers.
That's not. So like behind you, like as it's like trying to fend off these daggers, they're like folks are like and tries to like rake his hands through, but like it's like getting pelted by these daggers and it doesn't like it like basically like swings like right in front of you, like just short of you. Does a 14 hit against you, Dustin?
It does not.
Okay.
Have a-
So like behind you, like you basically like these hailstones are now pelting. Like hailstones came through the roof, daggers flew out of here, and this creature like took one kind of the chest and it's just like reeling back. He's like and like stepped forward to like try to rake through you, and you kind of like literally like right by like your head, just this like almost like incorporeal like talon comes screeching by your head and misses.
God
So,
knows this was like.
So he's just hiding under the
Yeah.
table. Yeah.
Like a hailstone like kind of hit on the box, like kind of like hissing. So this thing is gonna kind of you notice that like there's now like almost ice on the ground from where the hailstones hit, but this thing just kind of like floats almost over to you in front of you. Like it doesn't seem to be affected by the difficult terrain below it. And he is going to hit you. So 12 doesn't hit, right? 12 against your AC?
Nope.
All right, so he kind of like wisps over to you and just kind of goes, and like these two, like, actually, let me see something. Yeah, no, it's okay. So there's like black, almost like wispy. There's no real form to them. You see almost hands, but it's almost like they're like wispy hands. It's weird, and it kind of like goes in front of you, and you're kind of like, but for an older man, you're very lithful. Like you're kind of like, like you're kind of dodging out of the ways of these like basically like
Do Elvish Pilates.
Yeah. They're coming in handy this rolling fast. And then kind of you see this corpse just kind of like shamble over here. That's 5.
Right.
So we can get like right here. So you kind of like the corpse of the man you like now, so it's kind of like it's like shambling over. Yes, actually no. So yeah, so 10 moves. So he gets to like here.
Well, that's why I said that would be 10 feet. Which would mean that would be 20 feet.
So 10. So he gets to like right. If that's 10 feet. That's half.
I see.
Difficult terrain's half movement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he kind of like just starts shambling towards you. He's already kind of shuffling his feet, and now he's kind of like it's almost comical to see like this thing like
Is he just doing like
shuffling his feet?
The shaggy feet spin?
Yeah. So he's kind of like woo, 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 woo. Yeah. So like you kind of see him like dragging his feet, and he's almost like slipping, like shambling over towards you. Dustin, you're up again. Yeah.
As a bonus action, I'm going to use Misty Step
Nice.
So just
and pop over to the other side of the room.
Which direction?
it's 30 feet
Over here?
I think.
Yeah, 30 feet. So 30 feet.
So you can get like behind the table.
Is that where we're
Yeah,
going?
behind the table. Way as far away as I can get.
Like, right against the wall.
Yeah.
So like these two things like trying to slash through you, and you're just like and like you just like like you just like pop up and there's like looking for their target.
Good, it worked.
Like almost you can see them look at each other like like you just like old elements like disappeared and reappeared.
Alright, and then I'm going to cast Scorching Ray again.
At which one?
And do a 3rd level. If I get multiple targets. The 3rd level, so I have rays.
Okay.
I'm gonna do 2 at the darkness guy and at the shambling corpse guy.
All right, so darkness and corpse. So roll your booge or roll the hit, I should say. The booge
Damn it. 8.
does not. So like you kind of like and you misty step out and you're kind of looking. You're like. Huh! And you throw your hand and kind of like zooms into where you were once standing, like in between the two.
Right. The next one is 23.
That will hit. Who are you hitting first?
So
I'm gonna hit the shambling guy first.
Okay, so 23. Yeah.
But with these first two, I'll do shambling guy.
Okay, so what did you roll the first time then?
And,
So the first one does hit then.
oh, okay.
I thought you were going for.
Sorry. No, I should have said that.
You're
First
fine.
two are going to that
So
guy.
yeah,
And then
and you throw your hand at it. Out comes this like almost like ray of like almost like concentrated fire, like a cyclops beam,
Right.
and it just kind of like. So we'll roll damage first.
5.
Okay.
For both of those?
And then 11.
So I just kind of like. And these like two concentrated rays of fire come out of your hand. The first one kind of like goes like almost like buries itself. It's fire damage, right?
Yes.
Like buries itself and like pokes a hole. It almost like blows a hole through his shoulder. Just like,
Sorry, turn.
yeah, and he like turns around. Now he's like looking at you and like hits him right in the middle of the chest, and like almost like the like scorpion thing like blows a hole in his chest. And he's like looking at you. So it was 11, right?
Yeah.
So as you blow the hole through his chest, you can kind of see like, and what would normally fell any creature, you see this thing like kind of look down like,
I have no radiant damage though.
and he seems to be still standing and now like looking towards you like, hole in his chest, big like hole in his shoulder, like now like shambling towards you.
Oh, bother. I will now turn my attention to darkness guy, and that's a
Definitely.
so that's ugh. 3 fire damage.
Okay.
Another 24
That will also hit.
for 5 fire damage.
All right.
Damn it, d6s.
So like kind of like almost like taken aback by seeing this like what should have been blasted away by this damage still shambling towards you. You kind of aim and like redirect towards like what has brought it to life, thinking, "Oh, take that down, solve my problems." It's like the two like rays of like concentrated fire come out again, and almost seem to like almost completely pass through him without really seeing that it did like almost any damage. And he kind of like now like you can see the yellow eyes narrow and the teeth like almost grin in this weird like black ooze coming from his mouth. It's like a ghostly mouth but oozing, and he's kind of just like almost smiles and looks at you. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay. So I have the concentration spell still up.
Yeah. So does it do damage every turn?
Yeah.
Okay. So then what does it roll another?
64.
Yeah.
What did you cast, Mike?
Cloud of daggers.
Oh,
He's
nice.
just concentrating a giant cloud of daggers in front of him.
Yeah. Just swirl.
He's basically a bunch of Zoros.
Okay. Well, that's 9. Well,
Nine.
wait, hold on. That's for 3. So I'm gonna take
All right.
10. So 15.
15 slashing damage.
15 slashing damage. Okay.
So like as you can see, like you kind of like are still like holding it, like focusing in on it, like just knives flying everywhere. You kind of, and you can kind of like see there's almost like blinking in and out of existence,
Okay.
and you can tell like he's hurting.
He's hurting.
You can kind of see like he's like he's almost like struggling to maintain his like form.
Okay. So that's just purely from the concentration.
Yeah.
So
You still have your action.
I'm gonna disengage as my action.
So you kind of hop back, like still maintaining the spell. You kind of like
Yeah.
step back and you like almost like trying to reach out.
So
towards
there's
you.
a line here. They're like around.
It's a wall.
It's
That's
around a wall. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was like.
So there's like a wall here, and you can kind of like peek around. There's like it's like almost like a bedroom.
Yeah, I'm gonna. So that's.
So you kind of like step back, like still maintaining that spell, like trying to like shamble, like or trying to like float towards you.
That's concentration.
Do standard action and a bonus. I don't think it doesn't do anything if you're concentrating. Right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. Right? That doesn't take a.
Oh yeah, it's
You still
I
have
still
you,
have
did, you have
myself.
your movement. And you still
it's only when you cast something else that takes concentration.
that it breaks it. You still have standard and a bonus.
I'm gonna cast. Or I can firebolt it. So actually, yeah, one firebolt. Fuck it.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'll firebolt the darkness cube.
Okay.
Is that? Is 120. That's 15.
15 hits.
Oh, sick. All right. It takes 2d10 fire.
So, like now, like you can see, he's like focusing on your newly found comrade.
Yeah. That's 8 points of fire.
So like you kind of like step back, like maintaining that. You kind of like
My other hand.
look. Your other hand, you're just kind of like, pew! And you kind of say, and the fireball like passes through his creatures. Like you can kind of see like he's torn between the two targets that are basically like equidistant from him.
Yeah.
He's torn like one like hailstone's coming from one disappeared from him. One is now fucking shooting fire. I'm like he's like almost like you can see these yellow eyes like darting back and forth like which one do I want first? Is it your open?
Yes.
So this one's kind of he takes damage when we have it too. Right?
No, it's when it enters or ends its turn.
Okay. So we'll go.
But that square is still the
Dagger.
Can't move it.
So this would be. Yeah, you can get there. So you can actually. So you see, as he's going here, like what should have had to like clip around a corner, he just kind of floats through the corner, and he's like kind of like. He's gonna reach out. It's a 19 to hit.
God damn it.
He's gonna reach out and just kind of like throw like almost like a desperate attack towards you.
Squishy. So many squishy.
4 points of necrotic damage.
Yeah.
You're not that squishy.
5.
Constitution says you're fine. So it's just kind of, he almost like just like kind of clips you as you like step back. Like you almost kind of dodge it that way, but just not enough. Like you can feel like almost like the nails like rake into you. It still wants to take a little piece of it with you, but you kind of like at this point you're so used to like it trying to drag something away, you know to steel yourself before every time. And then this creature.
Come on, just club it with my.
So he can get here. You kind of see the darkness now, deciding that I'm going to kill the one that basically just like shot fire. I mean, just kind of like almost like glide forward right through the table in front of you. To 14.
Not hit.
Okay. So he's like gliding through the table and he brings his hand back and he kind of like sweeps out in front of him, attack, and like almost like try to like you can see like he's intent right now. Like he's like beady yellow eyes, like drooling, like smiling out. He's gonna slash at you. You kind of like dodge out of the way. You are a very nimble old man. You are still an elf, but
Very,
so this thing can only go like 5 feet, and you kind of see this thing like shambling towards you, like kill me.
oh,
Like it's just like kind of like dragging a foot behind it. This shriveled corpse of the man you once saw.
It's on fire.
Hole in its chest, hole in its shoulder, and this is going to. So it'd be like. So that's. So this is gonna get like right here.
Oh, did it pass through my square?
It went like so. Your square was here, right? So it went like this, like diagonal.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Alright, it was.
Yeah. So it kind of like look like so it like passes right outside like your concentrated dagger spell, and it's kind of like floating towards you guys. It can't really get close enough to do anything, but it's kind of like starting to float towards you. You can still see like the face. It's harder to distinguish the face of the one that's kind of like. But the other one, you can still make out the face of the man. At this point, you kind of hear it like, "Hey, what's going on in there?" Velathuil.
Right. I'm going to bonus action. One of the
Bonus action.
Misty step to the door.
Jesus Christ! It's like these things are flowing towards you, like, and also like you can see like almost like anger and frustration, like turn around, like why did this old man just keeps popping in and out?
I'm nimble. Can't stop me.
On.
And then as my action, I'm going to cast Ice Storm one more time.
Shit.
Where are you casting it? Enough
Right,
just to hit.
right in the middle of those guys.
So you'd be able to hit all 4 things.
Yep.
Basically, you're casting it almost like right at the where that's.
They do Dex save,
Yeah, that's right next to it.
and that's a 10d. That's 10 bludgeoning. Come on, d6.
You can do it.
Yes.
And 15 full damage.
Oh, shit.
10 bludgeoning and 15 cold.
Yep.
Okay.
Just imagine Brad outside and all of a sudden. Again.
And then I just sort of like, help!
Okay. So as this like you like Misty step like whoa, whoa, and like you start to call down again, like you kind of like raise your hands up, almost like a crazy man, like and like almost like bring them down and call down these hailstones again. You can see this like corpse just get pelted, like almost like rips more holes through its body, and it kind of like sits there like and like turns to you again. He rolled a natural 20.
God damn zombies.
So like, he just like turns around like, and is like at this point he's like almost nothing.
Yeah.
Like you can tell that like he's basically like on the edge of just being just nothing. Like arm like limp at its side, like one hand like almost reaching out towards like like trying to shamble towards you. That one. So it was 10 bludgeoning, 15
Cold.
okay. So and then this okay.
Still can't do it. Damn it.
So as these like hailstones are coming down, you see the one that like basically was like reaching towards Mike. You can just see like that like one just kind of passes through its body, and almost like an explosion of like blue dust, like almost coal dust. You see like, and he's almost like released into the atmosphere. That's that one. And then the other one you can see is kind of like in the same position that the one before it was. You can kind of see like that. As he's like almost like blue energy is like almost like you can almost see that for an incorporeal creature, it's almost starting to like parts of his body are like slowing down. It's almost like blinking in and out like certain parts of him. Like he almost looks like he's like fading out of existence. The black like shadowy creature is kind of like angry, like teeth, like snarling mouth, and you can kind of see at this point it's almost a humanoid figure with shadows like almost emanating out of it. It still kind of like floats through things, but you can almost see like a human form to it. So this one will. So you just see this thing like turn almost like fly through the table at you, like trying to like almost raising its claws in an attack. That's a 17 hit. Raising its claws, it's like almost like charging towards you. So I need to actually do. Okay, great. So you take 7 points of necrotic damage because apparently I can't roll for shit.
You don't want to roll.
No. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Alright. Save throw. That's it. 19.
Pretty good. So you kind of see something like fly towards you, and almost like both claws are coming, almost like rip through your body.
Say 7 damage?
7 damage.
Yeah, 7 necrotic damage. Almost like rip through your body, and you can almost feel like as it's ripping, it's trying to grab at something and bring it out of you, but you kind of like you almost like steel yourself, and like it kind of like doesn't. You don't feel any other effect from it. So the corpse basically kind of. You guys are pretty powerful mages. You would know that's a zombie.
Yeah.
Kind of like shambles over you like. And then that's a 17. Yeah. Take 4 necrotic damage.
Wait, that's 4.
Okay. So as this like creature like shambles toward like reaches his claw out and like brings it.
What was the? That's
What?
nothing.
What?
What was the roll?
17. If you have something you can use, I'll let you use.
Oh, do you shield? +5 AC, which makes my AC.
Okay, I'll let you as a reaction.
Yeah.
So you kind of as like it's like because this thing is like basically flashing in and out of existence. It's not really like quick anymore, so it kind of reaches out like a desperate like attempt, and then almost you're just like this like almost like wall of like almost like purplish energy like flies up in front of you. And you almost see like it's like for like having that like thing that you've seen float through stuff. It almost seems like it bounces off of the energy that was now thrown up in front of you, and it doesn't find purchase upon you. Okay. Bella Thuido.
Gotta remember I have reaction points.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Right. Darkness. Darkness. I'm going to.
Wait, what happened with Brian at the door? You're right at the door, don't forget.
Yeah. Well, so did you hear me when I said?
What?
So like right after Mike's last turn, you just kind of heard like.
Yeah, that's why I missed these steps to the
Yeah.
door. But I didn't think I could open it. I didn't want to. I was afraid my action would open.
That's your fault.
I consider it. I would say, yeah, it's probably an action because you'd have to turn around. Well, so if you misty step towards the door, you're probably misty stepping and facing still the creatures.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're still looking at the creature, you definitely kind of turn around and yank open the door. But you can kind of yank open the door and kind of yank it in front of you. I'll give you that. So you kind of like reach around and pull the door open, like you're kind of like yeah. So he's like kind of like pulls the door open, like half of him is like a quarter of him behind the door, like and he pulls the door open and you see Bran like what's going on? Jesus Christ! Like these like ghosts and like a zombie shambling towards him.
I don't know who that is, but that's the darkness.
All right, and you're like Jesus Christ! Like as you like rip open the door, so you still would have like your move and your bonus.
All right.
Like currently you're like kind of like a quarter of you's behind the door, like you're gripping the handle of it.
If I move, well, he has a opportunity.
If you move out of his step, you'd have to like shut the door. Like you'd have to like move the door and then move. So I'd say if all you could do this turn, if you're going to shut the door and move to your right to get away from him, that would be your whole turn. You'd only get moved. If you don't want to shut the door and just kind of step this way out from behind the door, you'd be moving into his threat range.
So you'd still be fine.
You'd still be fine.
Okay,
So
well, I'll just
yeah, it would take your bonus action to almost close the door. You're not like within range of him. It'd be like your bonus action to close the door and kind of step this way. It would be and just move, but you can go this way and still be okay and have a bonus action.
Build that.
Okay, so you kind of like as you like pull the door in front of you, like you kind of like sidestep out from behind the door. And now in front of you is like this, like basically the darkness.
The darkness.
Yeah. You're known as
but I'm in his threat range now, so if I move,
now you'll get attacked. Yeah, you're in.
Okay, I'll just stay.
Okay. So
You're not gonna do a bonus. You don't have a bonus.
Well, my bonus actions are done. My only other bonus thing I have is Expeditious Retreat, which gives me a dash action. But I moved in.
you're more like.
Yeah. Well, can't you can cast bonus action stuff again, right? You can cast spells more than one time.
Yeah, but what do you mean?
Like, if your spell is considered a bonus action, you can cast it more than once. It's not like you use it once and that's it.
Just once per turn.
Yeah, it's once per turn.
Well, no, yeah, but I've used up. Misty is a second level, and I have no more second level.
Oh, so your bonus action is to. So Misty Step's considered a bonus action as a second level spell?
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
So, we'll just sort of stay.
Okay. Can I move? What is your ruling on moving the cloud of daggers? It doesn't say anything.
I would say if you're concentrating on it and just like a force, you can kind of like almost like pull it towards you. But I would say that's going to take up part of your movement to move that. Okay. So to concentrate, like move it towards you, it's subtracting from however far you move it is that, and it has to be within sight of you.
Yeah.
So it's like right.
Because this is the square I had it in.
Yeah. So it's like right here. Yeah. Cloud of daggers. You could pull it towards you like that 5 feet.
Yeah. That would shred that dude. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna pull the cloud of daggers towards me.
How many? You don't have
66.
You don't have
Okay.
Trust me, you don't have to roll that. Yeah.
Pull
It's like you kind of like grab it and like almost like grasp it towards you. And it seems like shambling towards you, and like from behind you just see like. And like almost like pulls through him and like almost and like almost like rips through him from behind, just like dissipates into the atmosphere. So your cloud of daggers is currently right in front of you, and that's that.
Okay.
So you only use 5 feet of movement technically, because you just maintain a concentration spell, so you can still move and have.
You can move it back to me. No, all right. I'm gonna.
No, you can only move it once per turn. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna drop the concentration on it.
All right. So then it's like almost like all the daggers like pull out of existence almost.
And I guess I'll just magic this in the darkness.
Okay. So I would say that if you don't want, like, because you're looking kind of at the corner of the wall, you can kind of see him on this side.
Yeah.
You take like a 5 foot step, then you'd be within vision there. So you kind of like dragged it and then kind of step over. And how many casting?
I'm gonna cast all 3 darts. So the total will be 3d4 plus 3.
Okay. Is magic missile force damage?
It is force damage. It takes
Okay.
9 total force damage.
Okay. Yeah. So like, as you kind of like almost like ripped apart whatever like creature was in front of you, kind of stepped aside and just like almost like throw them like these like 3 like bolts, and you kind of see it like they like pass through him, but you can kind of see like the burst of light where they hit, and you like you kind of see that he's like actually like it doesn't seem like
hurt.
they seem to take more effect on him than like whatever you guys have been doing so far. What are you doing?
So use 5
Feet of movement, 10, 15, and then you use a standard action. So you have a bonus action and 20 feet of movement. I was worried that this was going to be like too short, and I think I found like just the right amount of content on this.
Alright, so I'm done now.
Okay. So now the old man who's like basically like brought in. Actually, wait, I guess no. So coming out from like you two, like, Jesus Christ! Well, and he takes like he kind of like steps in like through the door and right here, and you kind of see him like gather himself, and then you see like these 3 like almost like light like fly through him, and you see it's almost like his version of magic missile,
Right.
and he throws those out real quick.
Aria? What?
Dog, girl, stop. Oh man.
I don't think I've ever heard Aria bark.
Normally it's nighttime. There's not stuff happening outside.
But
Not like people.
pleasant dog.
One, if the mailman.
Guys, like, you got.
Oh, just when he rolls up the back of the door, street, she hears it.
She freaks
Any of the beeping, she
Yep.
hears. Like one of my neighbors had a phone that made that similar beeping, and she started out.
Rolls up the door.
on the back
Like
of
to get in the back of the mail
Oh.
truck.
Wait, Dustin, don't move. Can we appreciate how his mouth looks right now in his t-shirt?
Oh, yeah. Yes. That's awesome.
Right down the turner. Man.
That's awesome.
So you
what does
kinda-
he do to the
He
darkness?
kind of like throws like, Jesus! And it kind of like almost like darts in the side, and you just kind of see like almost like 3 daggers thrown out, but you can see that they're like basically you identify them as magic missile, but with almost like Brand's own twist on them.
Yeah.
And he throws those out real quick, and you can kind of see like the same thing, like almost like they like as they hit him, they like rupture inside of him with like that force damage, and you kind of see like pockets of darkness like blown and then coming back together, like, and they kind of like suck back in, but you can tell like he looks over like he looks over Brand, Brand's like, shit, like, yeah, like. And then you see this kind of again difficult terrain, like shambled up, like just like kind of like shambling towards you. It's like, and that's gonna be that. Dustin, do you have
Right.
to tell you Dustin and Mike or about your characters? What would you
Character.
Okay, so Bellathwheel and Samson. All right.
Ben?
Yep.
All right, I will cast magic missile at the darkness at 3rd level.
Just like spinning, like almost looks happy that you're in front of him.
4 darts.
Or Dirks.
Should it be 5? What level? Just
Oh, 3rd level.
If it's a 3rd level spell, magic missile is a 1st level spell, which is 3 missiles.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you
So then 4. So
So 5.
5.
Yeah, because you get 1 dart per subsequent.
Per extra
Yeah, we
level.
just went over that last night. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, I think I got like 12 magic missiles, and we were both like,
No.
oh, you watched that last night.
Yeah, I did. I'm
Yeah,
like,
like,
that's not how
well,
that works, Sam.
well- No, even Matt's like, are you
I
sure?
don't think so.
Like magic missiles, at least everyone should know, because that's like
You get 5d4 force damage
5d4.
Plus 5.
plus 5. Just plus your wisdom.
Yeah, it's 44 plus 1.
Oh, so plus 5.
Uh,
Or d4 plus
4, 6, 13
Plus 5.
plus 5, so 8.
Alright, nice. So you kind of see this almost grinning creature now, like you're almost like a raspy laugh, like next, and you kind of reach out, touch you, and you just kind of like almost like very quickly and very agilely for this old man, like throw your hands up 5 quick times, and you see pockets blown into the darkness, like, and you can tell like now he's starting like some of those pockets haven't really filled back in completely. some are like much slower to like purpose themselves. And you kind of see like his humanoid form is almost shifting into more of like a gaseous like thing, sitting there like angry, but definitely showing some wear.
Okay. Well, this seems to be working. So I'm gonna fire magic missile.
Magic missile party over here.
Yeah. Hey, it's working.
At what level?
Woo!
So there's 3.
So
All the missiles.
it's 4, it's 6. No.
I know. So, as you kind of like both realizing being like you're both pretty well off wizards, realizing like this is starting to take effect. You see him like pull through, and you kind of see like it's starting to take effect. And from behind, you just kind of like whip 3 quick missiles, and you kind of see like the first one like goes through, it's like, and you can see that it almost like it's starting to grow out, like it's not coming back, and then and like as he turns around to see you, like one just kind of goes through where it's facing, he's like, and he kind of disperses into the atmosphere.
Peace, darkness.
Yes. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I just audibly sigh like, oh.
And as you do that, you look up and you kind of see like,
the zombie's still alive.
he's still like shambling out.
Oh right.
Yeah.
You.
Okay. So this is still like almost like weary.
I said, Brad, do you know what to do?
Right! And then he kind of like throws 3 more daggers. Yeah. Well, it's not. I just have to roll. Let me do that. So you see the 3 magic missiles fly through him, and you guys are like, and like coughs up. Like there's like he's pocketed with holes, and it's not enough to like support almost a body because he's riddled with holes.
Yeah.
So there's, and he like basically collapses in on himself just from like being riddled with like fire and magic missiles. And
is it still like?
No, he's just like, and you kind of like that like white, like almost like gray glass over his eyes, going. Fades away, and you just see the normal eyes of the man who was crazy. And now there's the corpse of the crazy man with like holes riddled throughout it.
Right.
It's shriveled up. So Brady's like, oh Jesus! What were those?
I don't know. We were attacked by this fucking the darkness guy that we disappeared.
I sort of walk over to the corpse of Terran and I just sort of kneel and I'm like, I'm sorry, we could.
Terran!
I know he's like dead. But...
Wait, Terran? You said Terran?
What? Oh, when did you get here?
What? Right. Was always one. Did you say Terran?
Yes, this man here was Terran Wayrite.
Wayrite? The Wayrites owned Harrowmire Keep before the Pale Rose. They were a well-to-do family in Harrowmire. You told me
I know this.
Terran was the last of his family in Harrowmire.
Yeah,
And he kind of looks down like, oh, Porter, he's a good man. A good man.
He seemed like, when I was in his mind, he seemed like a good man. Unfortunately...
Wait, in his mind?
I am a wizard.
Right,
Yes.
fair point. And Darian and John? Where'd they go? That's kind of what you're like assuming.
Oh, that's what I say.
Yeah, the 2 outside the door. They let you in.
They got zombified. Whatever that black creature was.
Yes, I'm afraid we caused a bit of a trouble in investigating.
I look up at the riddled room.
And as you look up behind, he goes, Jesus!
There's ice everywhere too.
Yeah, there's ice everywhere. He's kind of sitting there like holding his foot, like Jesus! Grips the wall, like, well, are you 2 okay?
I've seen better days, but I'm fine.
Right. Well, gather things. Careful now. We'll get somebody on this. Come back to my place and we'll sort things out.
We go back to the table and get Libby to come out.
Yeah.
And carry her.
She's like sitting there, like,
yeah,
like looking around, like.
I mean, I assume they're pretty intelligent.
Yeah, she was cowering, but she was still like zombies crawling by.
Yeah, definitely. So carry my arms as we walk back. I still have the light spell for that last an hour.
Yeah, so like you're just like walking out with the light on your step. At this point, it's probably like around like 7 o'clock. It's like 7:30. Like the sun's finally starting to set. and he basically real quick you come here, and he kind of motions at like one of the guards just passing by, and he's like, right, I need 2 crews inside, clean up, we need to fix this house immediately, and he's like, yes, and he kind of like hurries off, and you go, right, this way. He kind of leads you back into his house. It's the 2 of you and the cat. He's like, all right, sit down, get your things, and you kind of like light some incense and light some herbs, and he kind of is sitting there, and he's kind of like, well, so what happened?
Well,
I turned to Professor.
Right, old man, what happened?
we entered the room, and the man was visibly crazy.
Yeah, right,
As you said.
Yeah, right.
I knew we would get nowhere in normal conversation, so I attempted to delve into his mind.
Right, a bit invasive, but all right.
Well, it is required when things are of this necessity. That's beside the point. Anyway,
Yeah,
ways of wizards are not your concern.
Your scope, Brad.
Did you say that?
Yes.
Beyond my what?
Your scope, like of your mind.
Right. Okay, I'll remember that.
Okay.
He kind of looks back at like.
Samson, it would be nice if you would just let me do the.
Probably a good idea at this point.
Well, okay, fine. I dispel light because we're in the house anyway.
Because you're being graded, and you shall not pass any of my classes if you continue this manner.
Right, so
I didn't know there was going to be a quiz.
Right.
Let's sit down with Livy
So,
and
like,
laugh.
so Bran looks at you.
Pet
You're
Pet Lily, because like Mike, I don't know if you're okay with this, but your familiar kind of roams around. Like
Right.
I don't really know you per se. I know the reputation that you have, but I know
Yeah.
your cat.
Okay.
Your cat comes to visit me sometimes, and I like your cat.
Okay.
Wait, so you said like you won't pass anyway. So you listen like, right,
Just pet.
Professor.
Yes.
Right, why don't you teach this boy some manners? And he kind of looks at you like, fuck you, dude.
I'm sitting in the corner. It's fine.
Why don't you teach your friend some manners over there?
Look, he is young, and I have not yet. He has not been in any of my classes. I assure you, if he had, he would be showing you the proper respect.
Right, well, I hope so. And he kind of turns around as you're talking. Like, he's listening, you can tell, but he's like kind of going back to his work at this point.
As I continue, hold on. So I delved into his mind, and I found out that he was Terran Wayrite. He was mumbling about the darkness, so I inquired further into this darkness. It appears that something happened, some sort of black explosion from the what is it, the Pale Rose Keep, or where the Harrowmire
Keep.
Keep.
It's like the village of Harrowmire. So as you say, like a black explosion keep. He's like working on vials. He drops one and shatters on the ground, and it kind of just right. Like so, I kind of picked up right after you said like black explosion from the keep.
Yeah, outside a dog farts. And he mentioned people asleep in what hang on, said everyone was wide-eyed screaming but asleep. That was the last thing he seemed to remember. He woke up outside of Harrowmire to a green mist surrounding the town. He attempted to touch this mist, and then the next thing he remembered was being here, I believe.
So he kind of like turns. You can tell he stopped like after you had said like black explosion. Like everyone's like wide-eyed, like almost asleep and screaming. He kind of turns around. He's every time you talk to him, he's always been very focused in his work. You kind of tell like he almost has like an ADD of sorts. Like he needs to be doing something to focus. So he kind of like he literally like dropped the vial and then like kind of and then he kind of stopped and the comic he turns around and is like, right. So a little bit of clarity. I had my suspicions about Byron, but I wasn't sure. If what you're saying is true, then that Byron is far, far more powerful than you can think.
This is disturbing.
Disturbing doesn't even begin to cover it.
What do you think Lord Byron is?
Right.
I say from the corner.
Now, I've been researching into it.
Good question. You're learning something.
I've been researching it. If I'm right, Byron's gone into some things that he can't handle. Byron was a good man. He was very, very involved and wanted Isabel to come through. And he devoted basically his life. and I think he might have. I think he sacrificed a little more than he could handle.
Yes, I fear sometimes love does that.
I'd have to do a little more research.
You said sacrifice.
Like he almost like seemed like he gave his life to try to save Isabel. And he's like, I'd have to read a little bit more, but there's a man in the woods that I want you to see. We call him the Woodsman.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Very descriptive.
Very high. I like it. Straight to the point.
Yeah. A lot of people call him the Woodman. Before, there's a man named Dyron. No one's called him by Dyron in a very, very long time.
So should we not?
I'd stick to the Woodsman.
Okay.
Tomorrow, see him. I have a place where you can stay for the night, rest, get yourself together, and tomorrow I'll point you to see the Woodsman. It's about a short travel outside of our town's walls. But I need to do a little more reading. See me before you see the Woodsman tomorrow, and we'll talk about the next steps. And he kind of says, right, if you leave here, 2 houses down to the right, it's an empty building. Here are the keys, a bed, a fire, food, it's all there for you. Rest, relax. There's 2 beds, you'll be fine. If you need anything, I'm right here. Come see me in the morning. And he kind of leaves you at that.
Come along, Samson.
So I get to the door and I turn back around. What happened with the potions, Brad? What's the ETA on those?
Right, and he kind of like, actually, like, what's the ETA? Like, where are they? Kind of, right. In the morning.
Oh, just checking, making sure.
Good night.
Night.
And he kind of like jumped over. Yeah. So you guys kind of walk down, like 2
No,
houses.
Samson, it doesn't. You can't just make those.
I don't know. He claimed that he knew stuff.
Come along.
You know, I'm not that young, right?
I'm 435.
All right, look, Mr. Folk.
I sort of just toss my wonderfully kept hair, which is a little straggled, and I'm a little. So I just start walking towards the house. Do I have the keys or just Samson have the keys?
He gave the keys to you because I'm
Alright.
getting on his nerves.
All right, I hump when you do that left.
I sort of unlock the door, pop it open. I see the hearth. I cast prestidigitation.
On the already lit hearth.
Oh, right.
He basically said, like, he prepared a house for you.
Oh,
like,
okay. I didn't hear that part.
All right.
So you walk in, like, you just like, all right, and you just throw.
I'm just so used to just doing it in my own office.
like kind of like dangerously. Well,
Oh,
Oh,
nope, that's fine. Let's do it. Because I'm so used to just walking into my own office and just doing that I just do it. And I don't remember him telling me he prepared a house.
so like you just kind of walk in, like immediately like look for just like not realize just kind of throw a prestidigitation, like light a hearth, and like the flame like blows up, and you kind of like got dangerously close and almost licked the walls of this wood house you're now
But it's
staying in.
Oh,
but you're,
apparently I did that a little too much.
yeah, so you're okay. So you kind of notice like there's like a stove, like there's like a hearth. It's like it's like a very you're like in like I don't know what era it would be, like right before like guns kind of. So like there's like your like pot over like a stove with a fire underneath.
Is there like a teapot or something?
Yeah, there's like a kettle and there's like some like food that's laid out on the table. It's like your basic meat, cheeses, and fruits, breads. It's like a simple meal, nothing crazy. The meat looks pretty good though. Like there's like haunches of meat. To the right, you see like 2 beds against the wall, and it's kind of the same size of where Terran was, like that kind of house, but except that divider is not there. It's like basically an open space.
Okay. I just go making some hot water, and from my little pouch I pull out some. I prepare it in a cup. I'm like, Samson,
yes.
like some tea. I find tea calms the nerves and helps recharge the body.
Yeah, I would love some, Professor. Thank
A cup of tea.
Okay.
Sit down at. Start jotting down notes.
Alright, so it's about like 8 o'clock at night at this point. Like the night's like winding down, like things are starting to slow down. I just write something down.
Yeah, I was just checking to see if there's a range on the familiar thing, but I don't think there is.
Oh, and before I sit down to eat, go over to the door. wait till. Well, short rest. Not a short rest yet.
No.
Like a full hour for short rest and then 8 hours for long rest. Yeah. Okay.
I can get some spells back.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about
Spell slots.
that. Okay, I'm not really sure. I need your ruling on this, guys. So while your familiar is within 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically. Additionally, as an action, you can see through your familiar's eyes and hear what it hears until the start of your next turn, gaining the benefits of any special senses that the familiar may have. During this time, you are deaf and blind with regard to your own senses. So does that mean within 100 feet I can see through it?
I would say that you can telepathically communicate, meaning you can basically, it can tell you what's going on. You can tell it what to do within 100 feet.
Yeah.
You are deaf and blind while you were doing this. So I should have realized that as you said, like, you're deaf and blind while you're looking through it. Right?
While you're using its senses, but you can communicate with it.
Okay, so that you would communicate.
Yeah.
So outside of 100 feet, you go deaf and blind, and you look and hear what your cat hears. So you're standing there, like, not aware of anything around you, but outside of 100 feet, you can basically be inside your cat's head.
Yeah.
Within 100 feet, it's telepathic. After that, you sacrifice your senses
Right.
to see through the cat.
Yeah. Well, what I was gonna do is say is I'm gonna sit on the bed and tell Libby to go explore the town, and I'm gonna look and see through her eyes.
Actually, kind of like
Nearby. But I wanted to see if she goes further than 100 feet, do I not see anything? But through the cat, but I can.
No, you see through the cat.
That's right,
So
yeah.
you don't see and hear through the cat originally. I feel like that it's basically telling you, it's describing you what it sees.
Okay.
Like you can literally talk to it like it's a creature.
Yeah. Right.
And then after 100 feet, your senses go black, and then you go into the cat's head.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what I want to do.
Right. So he's like making tea for you guys, and like so you're kind of like pick Libby up and whisper and kind of tell her to, or not whisper, you just tell her to tell her to go. So she kind of like goes out through the door.
Open the door for her.
Yeah. Like goes through the door, just kind of like going around town, like within 100 feet. You just see like your basic like townspeople, all humans. The only dwarf you see is the dwarf who owns the blacksmith.
Okay.
He's just kind of still playing away, like almost like end of the day stuff. You see like a tavern, a few houses down, like a basic tavern. You hear some like live like music and from it, and like it's a pretty basic town. You don't realize anything out of the ordinary. Like the most out of the ordinary thing is basically Brand's house.
Okay.
All the other houses are pretty similar in nature. Brand's is kind of like the only house that is like out of place almost.
Right. Okay.
So it's a pretty normal town.
And I before she leaves the 100 feet. I'm telling her, she saw what we fought in the house. We don't look at that.
All right. So like at around like 100 feet, say like 100 feet, like your senses go black.
As I start to see it, as I start to feel that happening, I said, I may not be paying attention, Professor. Sorry.
Yes, I can well recognize when someone is channeling the familiar sense.
Yeah. So because your eyes, I feel like go like
now
glaze over.
I can't hear him respond.
Yeah. So your eyes glaze over, and he's telling you that, and you're just sitting there like.
Yeah.
So about 120 feet.
So as he's doing, I just take his hands and I put the cup of tea in his hands and I close his hands over the cup of tea.
Yeah. So there's a hot cup of tea in your hands.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. You can still move and stuff.
Yeah,
you're just blind and deaf.
I'm blowing out a cup of
And I
tea.
mutter something about.
So I like to spend it this way. So you're sitting there, like your eyes are actually purple, the same color as your familiars, because you're seeing through your familiar. You're kind of sitting there, thinking like these like almost like bright purple eyes.
Okay.
Roll perception for your cat.
Rely on smell. I have advantage on perception checks relying on smell.
No, just a perception.
So that's my fuck. Let's use that die roll.
What?
The one, but that's not my die. Whatever. I'll use it. That's fine. Put that over there.
Wait, whose die is that?
That was the darkness die.
Just roll.
Never roll with the darkness die.
It was on top of Lizzie's carriage.
Okay. So your cat out of the corner of its eyes real
Also
quick.
has stealth.
So at like about like 100, you judge about like 140, 150 feet from the house. Everything looks normal except this like small boy dressed in a little like clothes that look a little too big for him.
Okay.
Doesn't look dirty but looks worn a little bit. Is running barefoot through the streets in the direction of where you guys are staying. You just kind of see like it runs past. It kind of gives it like kind of looks like it seems like a purple-eyed cat like kind of out of it. And it's kind of like running, holding something in his hand in the direction towards you guys.
Libby recognize it as the boy that greeted us on the road when we approached town? I think it's that boy.
No, this is like
Never
a total
seen it
no.
before. Okay.
It's a stranger.
Or would I, because I'm doing it?
No. So you don't. So that's what you see right now. Running in the direction of you guys.
Okay. Would it be obvious that it's coming toward, like, he's coming toward?
He's running in your direction. Like so, like you
Okay.
can kind of tell, like he's running towards you guys. Yeah.
Alright.
That's all you gather from that.
And I can't communicate this with her.
Well, you see it and hear.
No, I was gonna just tell her to come back. She'll do what she's gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll come back.
Yeah. So like your eyes, like the purple like drains from your eyes as you're sipping your tea.
There may be a knock at the door.
It's like literally like 4 seconds later, you hear like, "Hi, is anybody, please,
I use Mage Hand from the kitchen and open the door.
Green," and like as you're doing that, like, you see like this mage hand like opening, "Green, because there's now like a mage hand in front of him, like.
When I have my back to him, and I'm like, yes, yes, child, as I'm like fixing my tea. What is it?
Come in.
Looking around like very scared, like visibly scared. Like there is this boy like in clothes that almost look like of noble background, but they look like they're an ill fit for him. Like they weren't his clothes. Well, I have a message. A message.
Yes, yes. Put it in the hand.
I assume I'm closer, right?
Well, like so, like he looks at the ghostly hand and now the hand of like the actual human. So he's like, and he kind of hands like this like crumpled like parchment paper towards you. Yeah, it's like
I
almost.
pat him on the head with the hand. Back still to everything.
He kind of like backs against the wall like.
It's fine, child.
I stand up and go over to the boy. It's okay. It's fine.
Just right.
Let's see what you bought.
Yes, let you read it. Roll insight real quick. You can tell that this is written in blood.
Oh shit.
He asked that you read it.
Who asked?
He did.
Who's he?
Okay, no. He like shakes his head like.
Okay. I'm gonna pass. Charm person.
Okay.
And he must make a DC 14 Wiz save. Open charm. Charm creature.
I turn around the minute I feel magic being cast. You're charming a child?
I can't tell. And he goes. He like clarifies for a second and
So, like, relax.
like no, it's like stiff as a board right now.
Okay. Well, you regard this as a friendly acquaintance. So that's fine.
But like he's not. You can tell he is not. So like you cast a spell before, is not reacting the way that you want it to right now.
Okay.
Like so usually you kind of say something like relaxes and kind of looks at you like, what do you want me to do? Yeah, but he's like stiff, wide-eyed, mouth agape, like like
Professor,
Yes.
you come here for a second?
No, I like when I felt you casting the charm, I turned around and was like, "What are you doing to that child?"
Oh, okay.
you
Then
sit there.
I see the reaction, like, "What?"
Charm didn't work.
Yes, I can tell that.
Who wrote the note?
And as he's saying that, you see like blood start to drip from his nose.
Good lord!
You see blood start to drip from his nose. His eyes go white. His jaw goes slack. And he goes, and he falls forward.
Okay.
And as you can tell, now he's like kind of like out of the corners of his eyes, there's blood dripping, blood from his nose, his jaw is slack, and he's slumped on the floor.
I drop my tea and move as fast as I can to the poor boy. My God! It's just a child.
Charm person isn't supposed to kill anybody.
Well, obviously, we're not in a place where things work like they're supposed to, Samson. You can't just go throwing magic everywhere. What? Give me the message.
As you two are talking,
I hand you the note.
all you see is like the boy, like, cause he like kind of like slumped and like fell forward with his like his face looking up. You just see like, and his chest like exhale, and then he just rolls back. So, like all you saw was like him exhale as he was on the ground.
Oh.
Yes,
6.
he's dead.
He's dead. All right. Sick.
It wasn't that hard to tell that the kid bleeding.
I do that.
So you killed a child. You killed a child.
I have handed you the note.
All right. Other way. Down. Over. Okay, stop. Get away from Harrowmire. Face the fire. Over more to your other. Oh, the other way. Oh, their souls are lost. Their time is done.
Sick. Sweet run.
Thanks, bro. Good old headless horseman action.
Like,
That is a note. You now have a slumped in front of you, dead child, and this is the note that he. What I told you. So he doesn't know that. You're the only one to see the note. Like he. Well, so I mean,
I handed it to you.
All right, so you can tell him like.
Yeah. Well, as I hand it to you, it's written in blood. So
Yes, thank you. Well, this is dire. Have something on our hands here.
Is there a I want both of you make a medicine check. Yeah.
Yeah, 13.
A natural 20.
Okay.
Nice.
So you don't notice anything, but you notice as you're reading these, the blood from the parchment kind of like almost like flashes like very faintly, and the blood that was on the child flashes faintly. So you kind of see that these two were connected. Like it's the child's blood that this is written.
But I don't know. If he knows.
No, so that's just for him. That's all you see real quick.
I'm standing over voice correction.
There's some sort of blood magic.
What? Blood magic?
Well, yes, this is the child's blood.
Actually, and then I forgot to roll a history or insight or history or religion, whatever's higher for you. Are they both the same? I don't know if you have advantage.
I have it.
Whatever is your two of the better roll, history or religion.
19.
So you have a faint remembrance of like scrolls and tomes of blood magic, and this is almost not a well-known spell, but one of the more popular spells of like blood mages and like liches and like warlocks and darker arted people. That the boy was somehow tied to the letter, and you remember saying that like things can happen, like if a name is spoken or if like an action is beheld of the person who it is tied to. Then it's basically like they die.
There's like a trigger word.
There's like a trigger word or action, or like if something happens to them, or if a spell is cast or something like that, that it's triggered, and it basically like it kills them. It's like a very like underhanded, like very frowned upon magic. So you kind of remember that that's probably what this was.
Simpson, I'm afraid the reason why your charm spell did not work was that this was indeed blood magic. I would recall friend of mine. Charming him, this was his own blood, so he was tied to this.
Okay.
Your spell severed that, and by doing so, killed the child.
So it's still my fault. Yeah. Shut up, Jack. I'm not talking to you.
Samson, blood magic is a very rare and very dangerous thing. Not entirely your fault. The note written in blood, however, should have been a bit of a clue, and I'm sorry I wasn't paying more attention. I feel horrible at the loss of a child. Should contact friend immediately. Take care of this.
I pick up my tea again and see my hand shaking its head a little bit. Take a sip. Yeah, Brand's a good idea. He can help.
And I think we should contact the Green Briar Collective. Blood magic is a nasty, nasty thing, and from what we've learned through Tayron's mind reading and what we faced in that house, there is definitely something going on here that we must definitely deal with, and I don't think we are quite capable of handling it ourselves.
No, I agree. We're gonna need help. And I kind of, on the second step, I kind of like, I'm like,
help me place the child. The poor thing is laying on the steps. Bring him in, and we must make him come. This is a horrible tragedy. I just want to. You are not entirely to blame. And I sort of quickly just go through a little bit of what I know about blood magic, so that you may recognize it in there. Blood. Anytime there's blood, be very, very careful. It's very, very dangerous. Oh,
I have
I would assume you're both wizards. You have paper.
Well, I mean, I have my spell book, but
You have blank parts.
I have a notebook.
That's yeah. You both have notebooks.
okay, yeah,
That's like what you write down. You're especially both being of the research background.
yeah.
You have notebooks.
Take out my quill.
Look at my belt.
You have all the notebooks.
Yeah.
You have one.
Yeah. Okay, I write. Take a notebook and a quill and ink, and I write. Beware of blood bastards. Be more careful when blood is in well. I underline careful.
You write it in blood.
Don't write it.
Okay.
It's not a blood magic spell.
Okay.
Okay. So I help you after that. I do that after we bring the boy in.
Yeah. Definitely alert. Friend. Child.
Is Libby with another demon? She come back.
She's like, and once you break spells, she kind of knows like to meander her way. Like within 100 feet, like she's still meandering outside because she's a fucking cat.
Within 100 feet.
But she's within 100 feet.
She gets distracted a couple times.
Yeah. I tell Libby to go to Bren. Just
Alright, so it's probably around like 9:30 at this point. You kind of
he
like
would have seen my cat.
tell your cat like to like.
Do annoying cat shit.
And you're like, Jesus, what's in it? Right, I know you. And he kind of looks down and he like looks at the cat like he remembers that it's your cat.
I tell her to get Bren. Like, bring him.
So she kind of like paws at him. And she's kind of like, right, what you need, Lassie? Like,
Yeah.
like kind of like that.
Who's in the well?
Yeah, who's in the well? Oh, right. And he runs out the direction. you
I'm
want.
waiting on the stoop outside for.
You're only like two. You're like you're 2 houses down.
Yeah.
Oh, so he kind of like looks outside and he goes, right, you're right, old man.
Bran, I'm afraid you must come here immediately.
Right. 1 second. And he kind of goes in, just grabs, like, shuts the door, locks it, and
Puts your
starts.
pants on. I get that.
Give it to me. I'll drink it. Okay.
Okay, so I'm still inside at the table. Or no.
So he kind of goes in. He's like, he's looking at you, like he's like, right, what you need, old man?
I'm looking, just staring into the fire, drinking.
Please come in. What you're about to see is quite shocking. I had another event. I'm afraid my young partner was not informed as much. Just come in.
Right. Not weird at all. And he kind of like walks past you and he walks inside. Where'd you guys put the kid?
We could I sort of laid him on. Say what? Sorry, Samson's.
Sick reference.
Samson's bed.
Samson and Wayron had a kid.
No, it's Saywin. We played a one shot, and that was my character in that.
It was Saywin.
Saywin was a high elf paladin.
Oh, was that the Batman Paladin?
Yeah, it's Batman Paladin.
Batman Paladin.
Nice. Anyway,
I sort of lead him to the bed. I'm afraid we've had an unfortunate incident with blood magic. The young child delivered us a note.
Young trying to kind of listen to the bed. He's like, Jesus, and he kind of because there's still like blood around like his eyes.
Yeah.
Jesus, what happened?
He delivered us a note, warning us to stay away from Harrowmire. Unfortunately, it was tied with blood magic. When he wouldn't say who the note was from, Samson attempted to get that information and thereby severing the contact, which unfortunately with blood magic ends in something like this. And I want to be assured that the Greenbrow Collective will take every expense necessary to care for
He
this
kind of
portent.
he cuts you off as he walks towards like, oh, this is Jamie's boy. And he looks back and he like looks at you like almost like tears welling up in his eyes, and he looks at you and he's like, you have to stop this. And he kind of goes up to you and grabs you like the old man by like he's like, you have to stop it, and he kind of yells at you.
I assure you, when the lives of children are on the line, I am most adamant in my execution. This will be solved with the utmost haste. I assure you.
Kind of like, right, okay, sorry, and he kind of like looks at you like, oi, I'm sorry. The first time he kind of like gave you like he kind of saw that you were sitting there like after he told him like what happened. He's kind of just like, it's not your fault. I'm sorry. Right.
I'm gonna go back a little bit.
I'll send somebody back to the body.
Said you know the family.
I knew of the family. I knew Jamie. Jamie was a farmer from Harrowmire. This was Jamie's boy. No noble, but a good lad. But from Harrowmire.
Well, how did he survive Harrowmire?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything of the family since the event.
So this child just appeared in town then?
This is the first I've seen of him.
Well, this is dark indeed. Thank you, friend. I was hoping that you might know a proper place, proper way.
Right. I'll send somebody back. And he kind of like, do you need anything else? Like, visibly shaken now.
Oh no, I have some business with the collective. Thank you. I will come to the bottom of this. I'll assure you.
Right. I'll grab somebody. 2 guards outside your door. All night. And he kind of like goes off and shuts the door. And about like 5 or 10 minutes later, like a man comes in and like kind of like chainmail, like kind of like the almost like the town guard dress that you've come accustomed to. And he comes, he's like, right, boy,
On the bed.
right. And he kind of lifts him up and he kind of lifts him like, right, like shaking. And he kind of brings him out. And he's like, they'll be outside your door the whole night. Need anything? Just knock. And he kind of takes the boy out. And as he closes it, you can see 2 guys like flanking the side of your door now.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, and he shuts. It's probably around like 10:30 now. Like after all this transpired, it's probably like 10 o'clock, 10:30, 10 to, I'm gonna say 10:15. And you guys are kind of alone. He's staring into the fire, and you've dealt with the guard came back and picked him up. And now you have 2 guards outside of your door for the night.
I'd like to take a little bit of a rest.
Well, oh, okay.
Because there's a thing I want to do to the door.
Oh, I see.
So you can take. Well, you guys only need what 4 hours?
Yeah, well, as an elf, I can
Echo only needs
4
4 hours. They made it 8-5. That sucks. And 3-5 half elves get 4 hours too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check.
You might want to double check that.
Because I wanna write a note to the collective.
Yeah.
And I want to.
Yeah. So he handed you probably like 5 papers of transcription. So you write on the note. What are you gonna write?
Like, dear collective, Harrowmire has fallen to darkness.
He writes out stuff.
You should do it like a
Morse code.
No, yeah, but what's the thing called? Telegram.
Yeah.
That's literally how I write notes when I'm.
All right.
Harrowmire has fallen to darkness. I am afraid there is also the use of blood magic. As you know, this is a most dire circumstance. I'm afraid just the 2 of us may not be enough. We are investigating further. Sincerely, Elithriel Adar Shalandriel, Professor of Evocation.
The 3rd. And then so you kind of like roll up. It kind of like blinks out of existence, and quicker than you would think, in front of you on the table, a rolled up piece of paper is dropped in front of you.
Ah, yes. Always quite sufficient.
So, what are you gonna do with it?
Another roll.
Yeah, like a roll, like so, you like, and like almost like a minute later, which is kind of short for that, like another one kind of right.
I will open it.
You open it up and you see almost like scratched out in that same red writing is your letter, and below it, written in red, is "They can't save you now."
Oh shit!
Oh, I curse in Elvish.
I understand Elvish, but I say, what did they say, Professor? Because I didn't read the note yet.
I'm afraid there's some sort of interference in our transcription as this, and I just sort of turn it to.
You're such a troll.
I'm not. I will tell you right now, everything you've done up to this point has been planned. I have not improvised anything.
I like it. No, it's good. Okay. So you're showing what's scratched out?
So it's like basically like in that same red writing, someone's like smeared out like his note,
right? And
you see like written below it, like kind of like scratched handwriting, is "They can't save you now."
I'm afraid we are quite alone. No one can.
I also curse in English.
But it's still like 10. It's like 10:30.
Right.
You guys are-
Brand's gone. We have the 2 guards outside.
Yeah, 2 guards outside. Brand's guard. Like basically, so we said like no one has to stay watch. Like he will provide guard for you.
Well, I suggest we eat this food that is obviously grown cold.
Right.
And then I would like to rest just enough to get my glyph of warding back.
How long do you have to rest for that?
Just an hour.
Oh, so you just kind of like sit down as you're eating, like you kind of gather your thoughts, and so it's like 11:30 now. What are you doing, Bubba? You're just kind of sitting there.
I mean, yeah.
Still
I'm
thinking
gonna
about
also
it.
short rest with him.
So you both like you're sitting there, like you guys are kind of at this point, like you realize how hungry you are, and like there's food in front of you, cold, but you can kind of warm it up. Like
I use prestidigitation.
you can do prestidigitation. You kind of like warm the food up to a comfortable temperature, and you guys start to eat. You take your short rest. So both of you took a short rest. It's 11:30 now.
I go out to the door and I use glyph of warding. I trace a series of glyphs on the door, for explosive runes. On the condition that anything evil passes through the door.
Smart. Okay. So you kind of like you're sitting, you're like, and you kind of walk over the door and you kind of trace like with your almost your finger in the air like runes, and like runes appear on the door, and then it kind of like all at once like almost like hum like, and like you can kind of see like the door like glasses over, and these 4 like fired runes kind of light up and then dim, but you can still see them from the inside. You've successfully casted the glyph of warding explosion. Only evil passing through, it will go up. Yeah.
That should be perhaps.
Sorry. Yes, that was a good idea.
So it's like 11:30. Doors.
Yes, of course it was.
I'm gonna use some hit die since we took a rest.
Oh yeah, I can.
So you guys like planning on taking a long rest?
Yes.
Well, we get our hit die back anyway.
Yeah.
With a long rest. So in case anything happens before we
Fair enough. Fair enough. Ugh, D6, rolling D8 like I'm a bard.
You ain't no bard.
Ugh.
You ain't no bard.
Up from half. It's nice. It's got a calculator.
That's dope. Okay. So we regain some spell slots, which is dope.
Yes.
Otherwise, we have still.
I wish there was an easy way to track that on this.
That's what I was doing. I realized the way I had it written took forever.
I just write 4, 3, 2 every time.
Yeah.
So you guys are like taking, like you take your time, you're eating, you're looking through your notes, like are you both kind of sitting in silence?
No, yeah.
I'm hurriedly scratching in my one of my notebooks,
All right.
kind of
Go.
like looking at stuff, half
Yeah.
paying attention to.
Yeah, you're both like doing your notes.
I'm journaling
Yeah.
about my feelings.
I'm just dear diary. Today was a doozy.
I murdered a kid.
Yeah. You did.
I murdered a child.
Wait, Dustin, is that a cattle dog?
Huh?
Is that a cattle dog?
What?
I can't see the dog. I thought for a second it looked like a cattle dog. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh no, she sort of looks like a cattle dog.
Yeah.
Jack's a vet, so
Fun fact.
I'm gonna be a vet.
Oh nice. Cattle dogs are one of my favorites.
I was like, nah, fuck you,
So
bro.
Jack, what you look like? Oh, stretching.
That's good. She looks like she has like lab in her almost.
Yeah, she's only like 25 pounds though, so she's tiny.
Yeah, that like white around the front of its nose is what you see in a lot of like retrievers like when they
How do you get the ear thing to happen?
get.
Wait. I want to. Normally she'll cock her head to the side too.
Oh, what's that do? What's that?
Well, yes,
Oh,
I have
is
my
that-
headphones on. Want to turn your head?
That's awesome.
Ours is the best.
I love dogs, dude.
Dogs are my favorite. I had a cat. The dog before her was a cattle dog mix.
Word.
It
I
was
have
horrible.
a doodle and labradoodle at home.
Nice.
No dogs here.
Um,
So you guys both kind of sit and scribbling in your notes.
yeah.
It's like 11:45 now.
Say when I'm not even looking up from my notes.
Who?
God damn it!
Just change it. Just change it, Mike.
No, it's a character.
Yeah.
I can't put
He's dead, and it still haunts me.
died.
Ah,
And 0.
sorry. I'm forgetful old wizard. I'm playing it really well.
Died? Oh, man.
Ah,
I didn't realize how close it
I
was.
should have broken the sword the minute I sucked all that dark energy. Just saying. Anyway,
There was a whole thing.
All right.
um,
Yeah.
Amson, I can't stress enough that we're on our own here. I'm not quite accustomed. It's been 75 years since I've left Collective.
Since you've been outside?
Well, I've done small cases. I haven't done anything of this.
Like a professor. So he basically teaches you
Right.
guys how to solve
How
the
to
case.
do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's your criminology professor, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. What were you the professor of?
Well, I specialize in the evocation.
Yeah.
Yes, I haven't left in 75 years. Not since my daughter's gone missing.
What?
But that's beside the point. We are clearly outclassed, and we should. I stress caution, thoughtfulness, planning, all of these things. And oh crap, I messed up my note. Anyway,
I'm at the orb on the table, which is my arcane focus. I'm just spinning it as you're talking. I'm listening to them.
I'm just saying we should be careful. I don't want anything to happen to us.
Professor cares for me, even though he hates
Good old Professor Shields over here.
me.
I don't understand the paperwork I have to fill out if you die on.
Nailed it. Okay.
I'll have to carry all your stuff back.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm getting too old for this shit, damn it.
Basically. Oh, I have a different comments.
And I say in Sylvan,
Okay.
speak Sylvan,
No, but you can speak. But do it. Do it anyway.
It is too.
that I'm getting too old for this shit.
So all of a sudden you're like, and you just are like, yeah, totally, me too. You have no idea what the fuck you said. But yeah.
What? Professor?
Huh?
Did you say something, Professor?
What? No.
Oh. Okay. And then in Celestial,
Okay.
it's like I say, old man is crazy.
Am I?
Yes.
You fucking took Celestial?
I took languages no one really speaks.
So in Celestial, you say.
Like I can't speak any of the native races, but I can speak all
All
the.
you guys know common. You know
Yeah.
common.
Well, yeah, common. But I like all the specific races. I know all like the highfalutin, like
That's awesome.
you know, academic languages,
Yeah.
as I like to think.
Okay. So
That's great.
you say, am I back in Celestial or in Common?
Celestial, of course.
Okay. I'm spinning the orb and I just stop. Like feel really awkward.
435 years. That's all I
Right.
say.
I put the orb back in my pouch.
Took Celestial. Jesus Christ.
Yes. Okay. So it's like around midnight or like around 11:30 or something.
Like 11:45, yeah.
11:45.
Like you need 6 or 8 hours. About that time. Yeah. Weariness is starting to take you more so than him.
Okay. I tell Lily.
Like, she was kind of close, but she was kind of like slinks away back and like kind of rubs up rubs up against your leg and kind of hops into the bed.
Yeah, I like open the door and I nod at the 2 guards that are standing outside.
Yeah, well, yeah. So like,
Just
Ram would have been like, the only thing coming in here, like he would have explained like, look out for the cat.
Mhm.
And so like they kind of like walk by and like they thought like there's just like a regular cat, and also this cat like bright purple eyes comes by, and there's like, she kind of like rubs it, like rubs it on your leg and kind of like comes back
Shut the
in.
door. Okay. I'm gonna just go to bed, I guess.
All right, so you retire to the bed.
Yes. We'll see you in the morning, Professor.
Yes. Night times.
So you are sleeping. You're still awake. It's about like 12 o'clock or so.
Finish up scribbling some notes here and there.
And so you don't have to like worry about it being bright and shit.
Well, it's like like far enough away that like it's dim light. It's not like bright light.
Oh, okay.
There's like dim light from the hearth.
Yeah.
And then like maybe like 1 or 2 torches around, or like candles. So like it's not that bright.
I sort of drink from my tea, and then weariness catches up with me, and I just sort of trance in my chair.
Okay. So.
Oh, not that train.
Yeah.
Those days are long behind me.
200 years behind me.
I don't hang out with the Fae anymore.
Goddamn pixies.
Yes.
Ruin our goddamn country.
Took our nerves.
So a pixie party is
Nerves.
ain't no party like a pixie party.
Because a pixie party will fuck you up because they're actually really dicks.
They are quite tick.
So you kind of just like trance off in your chair. You wake up at around like, you only trance for 4 hours or until you want to stop?
I think it's 4 hours.
Yeah, I don't know if you control the trance or if you just trance
Yeah.
out.
Double
And it's 4 hours you wake up.
check because I can't remember.
You know,
You don't have anything to do today or tomorrow, right?
I don't have anything to do today.
What time are you up tomorrow?
5 o'clock.
In the morning?
Well, I'm going to a comic convention dressed in costumes. I have to get down there.
Damn. All right, I'll try and keep it too late.
It's fine. I can.
also, he's 3 hours behind us.
Oh, that's right. It's only fucking 12:20 there.
There's 12:20 here.
Ah, fuck you. You'll be fine.
So I'll go until you guys stop.
Yeah, it'll be 3 for us, and you'll be like, oh, it's 12 o'clock. McDonald's.
That's what happens every time we play D&D.
You get exhausted.
We don't start till 10 p.m. our time. We usually go till like 2 or 3 a.m. our like here, and it's like they're all like, "Oh, it's midnight. I have to go to bed." And I'm like, "What the fuck?"
So I meditate deeply, remaining semi-conscious for 4 hours.
Yeah.
I can dream after fashion, mental exercises, whatever, and I get 8 hours of sleep.
So I want you to roll just a straight d20.
18.
So you're in your trance. You kind of have like almost like lucid dreams, like weird dreams in that trance. You get enough like sleep in your trance, but your trance is riddled with like dreams of your daughter disappearing, jogged by the death of the child. And so you sleep okay, but your dreams are riddled with that of the disappearance of your daughter. And you're
75
like,
years.
so,
I'm pretty used to that part. Anyway,
Yeah.
the daughter thing.
you're like, yeah. Quick question. Was this like one of those like unsolved disappearance cases?
Yes. I couldn't I couldn't solve it. I retreated into straight on professorship, and I use every free moment when I'm not teaching, researching what happened. I can figure it out. But the collective is literally kind of technically closed the case.
It's like one of those like.
Like I haven't gotten that far, but yeah.
All right, then yeah. So like you sleep okay, like it's not affected or anything, but you're kind of used to this point. But they're like it's a little more jarring now because of the death of the child reminded of your daughter, and it wasn't a great sleep for you or a great trance. So you are up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. You kind of snap out of your trance.
Which is basically how I work anyway.
Yeah.
Personally.
Oh, morning.
Up.
So it's like 5 o'clock right now.
Alright, so I get up, I prepare some more tea. Check on the wards.
They're still there. They haven't been tripped. Like they're just kind of like brightly like almost like humming. Like you can kind of hear like.
I open the door really quick to check on the guards. Everything going okay?
Jesus, what? Yeah, you're all right, old man.
You're not sleeping, are you?
No.
Alright,
Yeah,
thank you.
that's
I
okay.
just closed the door in the middle of their talking.
As you close, you hear like fucking crazy old man.
I heard that.
What?
And then I start preparing my spells for them. Waiting for wake up. And I'm gonna run, make some more coffee, go to the bathroom really.
Do it up.
Thank you. I'm gonna roll my